I'm going to call to order the Townsend Conservation Commission meeting for Wednesday, April 8th at 7:05 p.m. I have a roll call vote starting with Mike.
Mike Foster, present.
James DeRyan, present.
James Gates, present.
Sandra Lord, present. I'm sorry.
Mike, do you mind leading us in pledge of allegiance, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This meeting is being recorded. Is anyone else recording?
Yes.
Thank you. Chairman's additions and or deletions.
With that, yes, that means yes, who is recording?
Sneaking. She doesn't have to identify herself. You know who it is. Chairman's additions, there was supposed to be, okay, it's combined, 2.3. And we are going to move 1.6 meeting minutes to the end of the meeting.
After 5.1?
It's on the back side.
Yeah, unless it's early sooner, which.
That's old now.
Chair report. Anything I have will really be covered under Colby's report. 1.7 agent report.
Okay. Yep, so this week we did a walkthrough at the harbor. Jim and Sandra joined me to meet with Townsend Historical Society to look at the trees that were removed this past January without a permit. We sized them, all the stumps, and
We will go over that in Q2.
yeah, you're right, I should get that.
No.
But we need to get them on the next agenda. It's kind of getting too far out, but they need to get on the next agenda because they're not placed on this agenda because they're supposed to submit a restoration plan. I don't know if they have that ready yet, but we gotta keep their feet to the fire and put them on the next agenda.
So you'll communicate to them that they're gonna need a restoration plan
We'll
from,
discuss it at the next meeting,
all right, so that's not on the docket.
not tonight. But it's being worked on.
What?
It's being worked on. It's not been put to the wayside.
I know, I was at the meeting.
I know, so it's publicly,
I'm good.
What else? There were no IDRF sign-offs. What am I missing? I don't think there's any other big ticket items. So
did you do administrative approval for Squanicook?
I have not done that yet. No, doing the minutes, it was on the minutes that I was doing today. And you guys, collaboratively decided it was an RDA. I just wanted to, I guess, bring it up again, just make sure that would be the consensus of everyone.
So you're gonna have to, so it's clear, you'd have to bring up everything again. So,
Yeah.
This,
if
this
No,
you
I
is,
was-
answer the applicant or the resident,
They've submitted the RDA, with,
then stick with it.
let it lay.
This guy wanted to level out his yard, very minimal, but as a commission, we had talked about it.
alright, alright. We're all done with this.
Anything else?
I don't have my notebook.
You wanna go grab your notebook?
What do we have coming up
I
soon?
don't think I need to.
I know it has seemed quiet, so.
Yeah. I don't have anything additional. Oh, you know, I met with, the folks that are already here, so that will come up later.
Okay.
Yeah.
310 CNI. That boy.
18 Main Street, certificate of compliance, DEP number 308-0717, applicant Alicia Lascani, representing Key Point Partners, has submitted a request for COC approximately 7:50 PM. Do you have any pictures, Colby?
Yeah, you know, I was fighting with, I didn't have a folder up today, or yesterday, because I've been fighting with, OneDrive and, SharePoint. For some reason, I can't share anything.
Well, our email was weren't our systems, Val? Didn't we have issues last week?
It should be all good.
No, I know, but I know there's a trickle down.
They mostly affected police and fire. It shouldn't have affected much, but it's, yeah, there have been some that.
I don't know what the complication is, but I couldn't share documents. So that's why you didn't receive, anything. It's what would have been.
That would make sense.
Volunteer response form, the application for the certificate of compliance for 18 Main Street.
Okay, so you did a site visit though? Is there,
And, there was, grab the folder if you need, but, you know, there was no activity, beyond the pavement that's already in place. They had silt fence up around the Starbucks, parking lot already. And mainly it was there to catch trash. They did reseed the top of the bank there.
is it grown in?
Yeah, it's all grown in, trash is sitting there already. Yeah, it's,
Progress.
yeah, it's definitely established, and nothing is really taken off and grown yet. So it hasn't been mowed this year, but the top of the bank is already been established facade.
Okay,
That's the extent of what our jurisdiction was there.
And they kept it fairly clean because they put that fencing up, which kept a lot of debris from blowing in. It could have been a lot
Yes,
worse.
Sitting right here, the request for the COC, but, you know, there's
you did a site inspection, you saw there was vegetation, like Jimmy, it sounded like, was there at some point, you been there, Sandra, Starbucks?
No, not for a site visit. I just went there to drink coffee.
Okay, well,
No,
when you
I
were drinking
looked-
coffee, did you notice
I took
anything?
a
No.
peek, everything's looking like it's growing in, established and good. I didn't see a lot of debris that had blown in. If they was, I think they went in and cleaned it already. They did a good job.
Well, I had my first cup of coffee today from Starbucks. And I was with my grandson Xavier, and 5 years old, and he noticed how neat everything was and how it looked like it had been there for quite some time, not just a month.
A lot of money in it.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Look
It
at the
looked
amount
nice.
of
I
time.
think it did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, without having done a site walk on it, just it was very, very appealing and looks nice.
Besides it looking nice, did it compete? I just got broke.
I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry.
No, when I did the drive-through, you could see, like Colby was saying, it was established. I didn't see a lot of junk. It was good. You know, And the coffee was good too. What are you gonna do? Right? Here you go, Jeremy, you wanna keep that.
So Colby, your recommendation is to issue completed order conditions. I'd like to make a motion to issue a completed order of conditions, for 18 Main Street, DEP number 3080717, for Key Point Partners. Is there a second?
Second,
Roll call vote, starting with Mike.
Mike Fawcett, yes.
James Dorian, yes.
James Gates, yes.
Sandra Lord, yes.
Thank you.
You need help?
No, mind your own business. Old man trying to open a fruit juicy, like I'm in trouble, whatever. Happens.
2.2, 0 Brookline Road, TWB 2026-006. Can you see your notes quickly, please? Yeah, is there a DP number?
No.
Can you grab it?
Look like the DEP comments there.
No, but it didn't have the actual number. I just want to update it
All right,
for. Okay, so 0 Brookline Road, TWB 2026-006, DEP file number 308-0730. Continuation of a notice of intent from Kevin Smith, for installation of a new septic system on property parcel 38-14-1. Phyllis and Roy has asked to continue that, and has also requested that the conservation make another site visit with them. So if you could schedule or set that up with the commission, and Jack or Frank, because I talked to Jack earlier in the week and I talked to Frank this morning.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay. I sent out an email as
Hey,
well,
yep.
as the stormwater.
Did you talk? Right, which isn't us, I know you know, so, yeah.
be more,
Do you want to elaborate or?
The
Yeah.
stormwater stuff? No, I don't, I think we should just continue it.
Yes.
We had a marathon last meeting,
Yeah.
that was long.
just be more specific, what sidewalk are we going to, 0 Brookline? Was this a
Yes.
repeat of what,
Yes. The
Yeah,
the engineers have requested it,
Hills and Roy?
yes,
Is it gonna be Jack?
Jack or Frank.
Okay. Frank didn't say, I didn't hear anything when we were down at, but
Well,
that doesn't matter, okay.
I just want to ask, so there has been a site walk already?
There was,
Okay, now he wants to know, they want another one?
yes,
Okay,
just for the commission and
Okay.
the engineers.
okay.
So, Jack said that he could even do Saturday mornings. I can be available Saturday morning, and Colby, I know you have other, you have sports for kids, so.
I don't need to be there, so.
Then I could be,
I'll try to find, I'll poll everyone, see what, times are most, can get most.
The only day that's not good for me is Wednesday morning. So, and I know in the past you've scheduled them on Wednesday mornings, but that's sort of every Wednesday morning commitment that I have.
Yeah, I'd like to get James there too, so I think the weekend is a weekend day is gonna have to.
Okay, that sounds
So
good.
you're tending to go towards Saturday now?
Saturday be easier for you? It's
It doesn't-
easy, it's an
it
easy
doesn't-
walk, it's not,
It's an easy, I was just gonna ask that,
It
because
is.
I'm gonna have any trouble, so, yeah, I'd be happy
we
to
got
go.
Pat through the woods, we can help you.
It's actually drivable.
Yeah, no, it's easy.
I think Mike went to that one, where he helped Pat.
I
Oh, yeah.
don't mind doing a little walking, if it's a lot of uneven, but if it's an easy walk,
We will assist.
okay? I was just gonna say, I was gonna be happy to, as long as it's that.
It's no different than we were at the Historical Society.
Oh, okay.
Straightforward, easy, no worries.
Oh, okay, that's
Um,
good, that's good. I have a
But
quick,
Saturday would be a better
Saturday,
day.
I mean, if someone wants it other than Saturday or Wednesday, if, I don't know, you're saying Wednesday doesn't work for you, so is there any other day of the week that someone wants it? I mean, it doesn't matter
This
to me.
Saturday morning or this in the morning works. The
Works.
next Saturday won't.
Okay, no, Saturday does work for me. I just can't do it Friday morning.
You guys will have a chance to read the comments there anyhow.
Was that the one in the, that you, emailed to us?
Yes, I can check them out again, except for maybe again.
I'd like
Yeah.
to see those. And question, because it's, I mean, I don't know, the people who are here, well, I guess, like, would have been a hearing or something? The people that, the audience, the public that was
The
here,
abutters?
yes, the butters, was there something set up for them?
No, we have been advised against that,
Oh, really? Okay.
so mostly liability.
Oh, okay.
So
Now, are you referring,
Oh, thank you.
it was declined?
I didn't know that.
the engineers advised, highly advised, or, yeah, they said, don't do that because of the the liability.
Okay.
Oh, okay, that's good to know. I was just wondering, okay. Oops.
So if Saturday morning works,
Oh, yeah, that works for me.
Let's pull the trigger, make it Saturday morning. Works for you. Works for you, works for you.
oh yeah,
Can we
no,
do 11?
it'd be difficult for you, but I
11
could
maybe?
tell
Is that too
them
late
9
for
o'clock, and
anybody?
if you should come, you can come, if
It has to
not,
be 9, can it be a little later?
Fairly-
I'm so
no,
sorry, I'm so sorry. Like 10:30,
I'm
11
familiar
o'clock
with
is
the
be a
site now.
lot easier. I have responsibilities, I gotta,
10, let me see, I'll give Jack a couple,
okay. But yeah, 9 o'clock is just, that's tough with what's going on in my life, so.
so, someone make a motion to continue.
That's something. You make the motion.
I motion that we continue, 0 Brook Iron Road, TWB 2026-006 to our next meeting, which would be the date of what? What do you want?
I would say,
Can I have a copy of this? Do you think?
No.
So it was emailed to us.
Yeah, but I don't have access to my email yet.
Oh.
yes,
I'm sorry.
yes, we'll get you a copy.
Okay.
Do we want to do it for the next meeting?
Want to throw out a date, Colby,
Okay.
so I can finish the motion?
Well, the next meeting is
4/26.
that? You say approximately 4:26 if you want.
4/20, yeah, that's what it was, 22, right?
It's the next Concom meeting.
Right, now would be our next meeting, so it would be 4/22,
So I just-
26.
So this is incorrect on this
Yes.
agenda? Says 26.
Oh, geez.
You're right, 4/26. We'll change that to 22 for you, Colby.
Okay.
Very sharp. Very sharp.
Okay, so 4/22/26, I
26.
second the motion.
Mike Potts said yes?
James Duran, yes.
James Gates, yes.
Sandra Lord, yes.
Um, 2.3 Townsend Trail Alliance, so I just want to note that we do have a joint meeting at 8 o'clock. I believe, did Robert leave? Okay. Did you find out if we were doing that, like it confirmed?
Yeah, they have it on their agenda as
Okay.
well.
Just want to make sure, so we have to try to be respectful for the 8 o'clock timeframe. If it goes over, goes over.
We're starting at 8 or?
No, you guys are next. Before you guys get up there, I don't want you to.
It seems like you have a lot of time.
Now,
Yeah, okay. You've not watched our meetings.
you're referring to a joint meeting like we did Monday with planning, and you had
I was, yeah,
Veronica and Emily Fine there?
yes. So
That's a joint meeting, in other words,
It's,
right?
and it's to discuss the Adams Dam stuff, which it
Okay.
should be short and sweet.
Good.
Again, I just want to make sure that we pay attention to the time. We ran to almost 10 o'clock last time, which
I
was
know, I was
Nobody-
getting moody, huh?
not as bad as select board. He now has to start earlier just to finish. Townsend Trail Alliance, the TTA, is a nonprofit 501c3 organization with the purpose of maintaining and organizing use of Townsend's public trails. Patrick, I don't want to butcher your last name. What is it? Kowalczyk. And Ron Steers will discuss expanding the trail system on the Conservation Commission's properties for outdoor recreation, specifically Meeting House Park. Justin Bears of the Lunenburg Snow Riders will join the conversation to discuss successes and possibilities that their club have experienced and also offer. You guys wanna come to the front of the class and
I sent you some slides if you want to share it, if you don't want, that's fine.
I have any issues right now, but.
Justin, you could sit at the table and Val is also here.
I'm not here in my official select board capacity, but it's.
You were emailed, you were part of emails.
It's a personal passion of mine and I will bring it to the select board. It's like a positive thing that I want to work with, so. Oh yeah, I'm out all the time, so.
This is something that Ronnie and I have discussed for years. Justin and I've been discussing for 2 years now, I think.
Now, this is the
Lives
group
up the
with
street right in the butts.
the mountain biking trail.
Well,
Yeah.
So that was, so originally I came in front of conservation for Meeting House Park originally, yep.
I just happened-
And so finally I got some
was a
people, I
year and a
roped
half ago?
some people in.
Yeah,
Patrick is,
year and a half ago.
Patrick has been, working hard on doing all the red tape stuff that I'm not very good at.
Yeah, I'm not very good at it either, but we got it done.
So we are here
That's what
just, we want to represent, we feel like a missed opportunity in town of, we just have a vast, great array of, land that is, being underutilized. And we feel like we might be able to maintain, help out, get more people on board, realize, the outdoor opportunity that we have in Townsend. So.
Cool. So Pat Kowalczyk, I know Ron, I know you, James.
Yes.
I know Coach, but I don't know everybody else. So I was here in 22, and we moved to Townsend because when you drove through town, you saw the woods and all the outdoor recreation opportunities. Like, yeah, this is
In
awesome.
2022?
2022, yeah.
Oh, you're a senior.
We're relatively,
Out
I'm a new.
No.
22?
That's like, been here a long time.
4 years?
Trying to make
You're
me feel
messing.
invited. It's like.
He's invited. He's invited. I'm here too, and these guys make you feel welcome.
Okay, that's cool. So I grew up in New Hampshire, so I'm like relatively local, but new to Massachusetts. So we moved here because we really liked the area. It's nice. Our house butts up to the Townsend State Forest, so it was nice having that in the backyard. I met Ron maybe like weeks after moving in, months maybe. I don't know. We met very early.
Yep.
And so he showed me around the state forest. We started talking, like, how do we build trails out here in the state forest? How do we do it on the land, for town properties? There's no real organization to steward all that stuff. So I took it upon myself, working with Ron and Steve Lavery, to form this 501c3. We're a nonprofit, Townsend Trails Alliance. We just got our IRS determination letters, so we're legitimate for federal tax purposes. If you provide us a donation, you can get a tax write-off on your receipts. So now all the paperwork is done. So our intent is to represent all the user groups: human-powered, motor-powered, horse-powered, even water trails. What we talked about a couple weeks ago with Colby, the water trail could be the Squanicook River to Harbor Pond. I think that may be one of the, I don't know how many water navigable areas we have in Townsend, but we have Benton Pond, Harbor Pond, Squanicook. Is there anything else? But a water trail is a thing, right? So you can have a water trail. And so we want to represent those user groups. We want to start small. And so we started talking with Colby, there's a lot of red tape associated working with town and state forest. I'm sure Justin can attest to that. So we want to start small, with town-owned properties. And, nothing super high impact, but high visibility, minimal to low cost or no cost, just human volunteers. I understand we have signage, but it hasn't been installed yet. So Ron suggested Meeting House Park. I've been out there a couple of times. You've been out there way more than a couple of times.
Yeah. I was gonna say, so recently Meeting House Park had a little logging operation, I think, for some diseased trees. So, something that we were thinking of and so I've been in town 41 years, and, just have stomped around probably every parcel of forest in town that I can possibly be in. And, what I hear from a lot of people is a lot of people are just like, well, yeah, I know something's there, but like, it always seems overgrown and I don't know where to go and I'm not sure what to do. And so, we're just thinking that there's some low hanging fruit that we could capitalize on. Meeting House Park is it's called the M&M Trail, goes down and goes beyond, down the field over, along 119. And there's a outer loop that goes up to the top of, Highland Street, almost at Walls Hill. So there's a lot there that we could capitalize on and maybe show people in town that like, hey, there's a great loop for walking, hiking, whatever it may be. So we were thinking low hanging fruit to start with, clearing the slash that's there, reconnecting the trail that kind of got, messed up when they were doing the logging process. And then hopefully, try to figure out some signage and just get more people in town aware that there's existing parcels here that are usable. I know a lot of people won't venture out on their own and explore because, they're afraid of getting lost. So we're hoping that we can capitalize on a missing group that, there's a lot to do here in town. So
I like to circle back quickly to what you had said when you mentioned motorized.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to want to hear what your thoughts are on our walking trails with anything motorized. Are you're thinking dirt bikes, four-wheelers?
No,
So anytime,
It's good points for this, but we all know it's a very sensitive
yes,
thing. So
yes,
much.
we know that's a different talk. We're
Just as
strictly
long as you know what's coming.
we're strictly
Small.
starting with human powered transportation, hiking. We're trying to, I guess, figure out, how to approach that. Justin might be able to speak on some of that.
Yeah, I would definitely touch on the snowmobiles, dirt bikes, and four-wheelers are really all different in environmental impacts.
Yes. And we, like, for example, I know that the state forest you're allowed to ride snowmobiles in the state forest if there's enough snow coverage.
It turns it into a completely different scenario.
Absolutely.
Your impact with a snowmobile cannot even be equated to what a dirt bike will do, a four-wheeler or a utility like our four-wheelers and six-wheelers.
Absolutely.
So, but, hearing what your ideas are on,
I totally understand.
Yeah.
I mean, there's always a responsible way to develop multi-use trails. There's a way to do it. Not suggesting we do it now.
Equal to that, there's always a time and a place for everything.
Right.
Certain things, there is not a place for that. There could never be a place for it to fit in.
I don't think we would ever suggest putting dirt bikes or side by sides in Meeting House Park.
No,
All we're talking
that's,
about
no, we're strictly, that's
human
like
powered.
hiking, walking, human powered.
Yes, I'm just
Biking.
feeling
That's
it out to see if we're on the same page.
Yes, we are absolutely on the
Good.
same
I
page.
do
We're-
not
I-
interrupt again.
Again, snowmobiles though are different
Totally different
animals,
scenario.
so.
I think
Not-
further down the road, I think, one of the things that is, is evident here in town is we have different governing bodies. So we have Towns and Conservation Land, we have DCR, and then we also have Mass Wildlife, right? So
Fish and
Mass
game.
Wildlife, Fish and Game, Conservation are probably two properties that will never have human power motorized
I can
transportation,
guarantee it.
right? So one of the things that, maybe in the future down the road, maybe the DCR is willing to work with, not sure. That is all kind of up in the air. But this is more or less for properties like Meeting House Park, is strictly human powered.
Passive recreation.
Passive recreation, thank you.
Keep going with the, why you guys formed the impacts, the model that you're trying to build this on, because it's a proven model.
Yeah, so what we created here, Towns and Trails Alliance, is not something new. Anyone ever been to Kingdom Trails in Vermont? a great place to ride a bike or go hiking, walk around. That town is completely centered around outdoor recreation. So I served on the planning board for a bit of time, and relatively new town's a resident, but I hear a lot about, hey, this town is cash strapped, we don't have enough revenue sources, it's always taxes on property taxes, and that's basically it. That's where we get our cash, our tax revenue. And so by using the natural resources we have and leveraging that to our advantage, you can bring in people who spend money, and it can benefit the town. Mountain bikes are not cheap. You can spend $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 on a mountain bike, no problem. Hikers, you get hungry, you gotta eat, right? So people come to town, they use the trails, and Pearl Hill Park or Pearl Hill State Park and Willowbrook and Townsend State Forest, you could easily spend 10, 15, 20 miles plus out there. At the end of a 20-mile day biking, me personally, I'm smoked. I want to eat. I probably don't even want to drive home. I want to stay somewhere overnight. And so there's an opportunity there. So focusing on town properties first is our focus, because it's just me, Ron, and Steve at the moment. But we want to establish committees to be more organized and work with, raising revenue, eventually getting an IMBA trail accelerator grant. Next year we won't apply for that. But in order to be competitive for those sorts of grants, you need to show success. You have a plan. You got to be organized. You got to have a nonprofit.
I've got some input. I think the Eagle Scouts, you guys probably know more than I do, you three. Eagle Scouts have done trail projects before, so I'm thinking they would be a good resource to help with the trails. I'm on the Community Preservation Committee, newly formed committee, and we're setting up guidelines and the proposal process, and we were just getting into that. It sounds like that would be on the rep for that. It sounds like that would be something that you'd want to apply for.
What is that?
Community Preservation Committee.
CPA,
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
It's
okay.
under, yeah,
because your group is based on recreation.
yes,
You can apply for grants for projects.
right.
Oh, cool.
We're just setting it up now. It's bare bones. We just had our first couple of meetings, but yeah.
Excellent.
So I need to get, whenever this new jargon, I need to get caught up on it. So what's an IBA trail?
IMBA. It's
IMBA.
International Mountain Bike Association. So it's a group that is
IMBA.
formed that represents, sustainable trail building. They have a lot of different grants out. There's people that will work with you to come up with, they'll look at land that you have in town and come up with ideas, and, that's all down the road. But, one of the great things about Townsend that we have is that we have a lot of connectivity via our outdoor parcels, which is kind of cool. You can, go from Meeting House Park over to the rail trail if you wanted to. And, so we're just trying to figure out how we can capitalize on connecting different parts of town with outdoor spaces. So
IMBA, International Mountain Biking Association, is a worldwide organization. They're renowned. They have a Bible, a trail building Bible that's probably 400 pages thick, and it tells you, it goes over substrates and grading and how to bench cut a mountain, a trail on a hill. It's really the Bible for trail building, for private organizations that build trails for profit and for nonprofit trail organizations. So if we build any trails or maintain or improve existing trails, it's going to be according to that IMBA standard.
And you say that they come and
So say
suggest?
there's opportunities. So
Are you talking
Patrick's
about
been,
the accelerator grant?
yeah.
Okay, so I've done a little bit of research on that. We're definitely not ready to apply for a trail accelerator grant today. That window was in this March, I think, so we missed it. We would not have been competitive for it this time around. But you got to show progress. You've been trying to do something. You got organized. You have town support. I think the Meeting House project is a great baby step. We can probably do one or two more other smaller projects. But those trail accelerator grants, they bring in professionals. They bring in surveyors and people who do this regularly.
So they'll help you lay it out to minimize impact.
They can do that if those are your goals. So they want to understand what are your goals when it comes to building a trail network. Do you want it to be multi-use? They'll identify opportunities where you can connect them. If you want, as an example, if you want dirt bikes over here, you want them segregated from everybody else because those are dirt bikes and you don't want them next to the horses. Makes complete sense. They'll work with that. They'll work whatever your town goals are. So it's a matching grant. So if you put in $10,000, they'll put in a proposal for $20,000 and they will match the $10,000 difference. But you get a product, you get a professional document with professionals who do this for a living, and they give you a product. What's nice about that is we're just people. Like I don't do this for a living. I think it's fun, but it's not my job. So they give you a product, and you can present that. They'll present it to the town. You can present it to the town. It's a professional product you can use to apply for another grant for the next phase, or if the town wants to fund it through a bond, or however the town wants to approach it. But it comes with cost estimates and mileage of trails, signage, all kinds of a lot of really good information. I can dig up some example products that they built for other towns if that would be helpful.
I think, with that being said, that's obviously going way down the road. I think today what we're coming here to just kind of represent ourselves, kind of give an idea of what we'd like to do, start small, start making our parcels more aware, maybe get some signage out, lead some guided walks, some guided hikes, maybe for residents that aren't aware.
And I know Emmy Hoff has joined us and Val's here. But one of the things as a commission that we've started to do, utilizing grants, is start to survey our conservation control properties and bound them and submit a registered plan of land, which will also allow us to start to manage our forest through logging and selective cuts that will generate revenue, but also keep our forest healthy. And I think working with a group like yours and working in tandem so that as properties are delineated and bounds are marked, we don't want to go onto someone else's property and have problems. People get weird with that stuff. And I think it would work out really well.
So one thing that Kingdom Trails has done really well, most of those trails are built on private land.
Where are these trails located?
East Burke, Vermont.
Burke, yeah, that's right, Burke. Yeah, they have a pretty decent webpage with good maps. When you go up there, it's free to use their trail system, but they want you to go to the bike shop or
It's a little bit more robust in those areas.
And they've been around for a little bit.
In area and in size of area and allowing certain things opposed to what we would probably have available here, so.
We're not gonna be the next Kingdom Trails overnight, that's for sure. And
No, it's
they
definitely
took
untapped.
30 years probably to get to where they are today.
There's a lot of woods in Downton.
Yeah.
So I do they have that public-private partnership there where you get permission from the landowner in the back of their 100 acres, you connect 2 parcels in Townsend. And then, long-term, you connect Groton for Klein.
So that's an example. Another example is actually New Hampshire and their snowmobile trail network in Maine, and actually Vermont, but it's private land ownership and the partnership that's there, that keeps it moving.
So much opportunity.
I came from a meeting in Ashby that was from 4 to 6 tonight. Montechusett Regional Trail Alliance.
Justin, just introduce yourself formally.
Yeah, I'm Justin Bear. I'm representing Sam and the Bloomberg Snow Riders. So I just came from a meeting in Ashby where this Montechusett Alliance, they were presenting, they're trying to do the same thing. They're trying to connect these network of passage trails from town to town to town. So all these small towns can get a little more passive recreation in their community and get some things going on. Ashby has, it's not as easy in Ashby because it's so cut up with fish and wild, fish and game, conservation land. We don't, in private property, we don't really have these big land parcels like Townsend does. I think these guys are doing a really good job at trying to bring some more recreational
I
opportunities.
think pound for pound, we exceed what Ashby has as far as what property is owned by Fish and Game, DCR, and on it goes. I mean, I think we have a lot more state property
Yeah,
than Ashby even could
absolutely.
pose. I mean, yeah.
It takes you to parts of town that you didn't realize were there.
Like
Um,
they were saying, the DC.
King's Cross is a great example of that.
That's the Vermont area.
No,
Yeah.
King's Cross in
King's-
Townsend, West Townsend.
Oh, Westtown, yeah.
King's gonna be there. So yeah, I think like they were saying, you know, DCR, one of my clubs, we've been trying to work with DCR for the past year and we've got absolutely nowhere with them. It's very hard to get through any of their red tape or get anybody that's gonna be accountable for anything or to even help you move forward. So I think them proposing to start small in the Meeting Hill Park area, it's a really good idea. And I've hunted in that area before and it's, like I said, it's very underutilized. And it's a gorgeous area and there's some nice trails there, so.
What's the total length of the trail that you're proposing?
To be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure. There's an existing trail there. So if you drive down 119 by Dale's Mark and you look off to the left, you can see the logging that was done. So in there, we just want to reestablish what's there, clean up some stuff, make it visible. There's not a lot of great signage. There's an old trail that I think the Boy Scouts did at one time, Mark, with tags. It's there's just not a lot of use out there. So stuff gets grown in really quick. You know, so even for example, the map at the top of Meeting House Hill Road off of Highland Street, when you're looking at it, like I'm in those woods all the time, when you're looking at it, it's like I can't even figure out where I am on the map. The map's kind of funny. So again, we just want to get just try to get more people outside and seeing these different parcels and you know, maintaining them and trying to keep up with them and you know, just seeing what we can do here in town.
There's no doubt that when you had mentioned it's gonna be, when you ask for permission to go on people's property, that's key. I mean, when we were kids, that was a long time ago, we could get anywhere on our dirt bikes. One of the biggest issues with us, we would knock on doors, introduce ourselves, and ask if we could have permission to cut through your field, or 99% of the time, we were embraced, not a problem. You kids be safe, be quiet, you know, and it worked great. That's changed.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, actually, so I'm the president of the Ashby Animal Dirt Bike Club as well, and we're putting on an event this summer where we're doing an 80-mile trail ride through 5 different towns
On
on all private property,
mountain bikes,
dirt bikes. And so we have,
you're a brave group.
we're backed by NETRA, which is New England Trail Rider Association, and this stuff happens all over New England every weekend, actually. And we've reached out to over 30 different private landowners over the past 3 or 4 months, and everybody has said yes to us, and they have actually welcomed us with open arms, which has been really great. So it's a one-time thing, one day, and through private property and using roads as well. All the motorcycles are plated, so they're all dual sports. But yeah, like you said, you know, asking for permission is the way to do it. And
Because the first time you go through somebody's property and you didn't ask permission,
yeah, then you're done.
that's it, it's over.
So, Patrick, you have definitions of stuff that you guys have done or?
So no, this is our proposal for what we feel like the Meeting House project will look like when it's done. So we want to clear the brush, the existing trails, GPS map the trails, publish them to All Trails. All Trails is an app that's really commonly used amongst bikers, hikers, dirt bikers, probably snowmobiles. It's just an app on your phone.
Are any of the trails right now currently on All Trails?
I don't know, to be honest
Couldn't
with
find
you.
any of them.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
know.
There's other ones that towns have been not being house park.
Something,
Not in
so
the house park.
when
Not
we,
on all trails right now. There's other towns and trails, but not the ones that I could find.
in December, when we met informally, I just put a notice on the Facebook page, Townsend, whatever that page is, and said, hey, come to the library, we're gonna talk about this. And we had 15 people show up.
Yeah,
with,
we
like,
wanted to get an
minimal-
idea to see if
minimal,
other people were
you know,
interested in you know, in forming something like this as well. And we got decent feedback, you know, just
minimal advertising.
Yeah.
I just wanted to hear them out. Like, what are you concerned with? And one of the things that people continue to bring up, and I mean, myself too. You go out to Townsend State Forest, it's huge. You can go out there.
Which area are
Townsend
you?
State Forest.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you go out there 3-4 miles and you're like, where am I?
Oh, and I know the first responders have had troubles in the past
Yeah.
locating people.
That's
and
another-
the mapping.
Another missed opportunity is like, I mean, there's a lot of people that we could form a group if they need a hand or, you know, again, and signage helps and different things like that.
It's intimidating, right? Like, so people, I go out there all the time and there aren't very many people out there.
It's not intimidating.
Well, it can be to a new person who's not.
It's not intimidating.
Okay, fine. It can. I heard from multiple people, I got lost there myself and I go out there all the time.
I've got lots of
I know Barker Hills over here, so just keep walking toward the street, I'll get to the street, I know how to get home from there, so.
I spent 15 years in North Conway. I was on Mountain Rescue. We went out to do some stuff. That's intimidating.
Okay.
When we find somebody
I don't disagree,
that's
but
like,
it's 3,000 acres, you can get lost in Townsend
oh
State
no,
Forest.
absolutely.
All I'm suggesting is that we can work with DCR, but that's like a later goal, like, let's work on town properties first. Signage is great, like, you get to a kiosk, you're like, okay, where am I going? I'm going this way, it's a mile and a half. I know what a mile and a half feels like. But if you go there and you're like, I don't even know where I'm going, just go, King's Cross is over there. I know it takes me about 25 minutes to get to King's Cross, but
Is that what you get it down to 25 minutes? Good for you.
something like that.
Takes me like 4 weeks.
The Lunenburg Snow Riders has worked with Lunenburg Conservation Commission, and they've done a bunch of kiosk signage, and even at intersections, they got, you know, a printed out map like this, kind of showing you where you are and whatnot, and it's awesome.
Even if it's like basic, that helps a lot. It reduces the level of anxiety if you're starting to go into the woods for the first time. You're like, I don't know where I'm going, right? So I know enough now about King's Cross and the loops around there that it's not intimidating to me anymore. But if I go off trail, it's game over. I'll get lost.
And that's a plus. If you have a good group of people that are really acclimated to all the trails, and God forbid we have somebody lost out there, you know, we're gonna look to you to activate you. You guys are gonna be boom. We know where that is. Go.
No matter what.
What's that?
You would be the guy I call.
That actually, so in Groton, that actually
That
happened.
was a huge aspect in the mountains.
In the Groton Town
rescue
Forest, they
crews.
had a group of mountain bikers from Groton that formed a little bit of a team that if the police didn't know who to call because someone did have a heart attack out there. And so
That's
they formed this
beautiful.
little group, and just a great way for, you know, community resource to
That,
do.
to me,
So,
that's one thing. I'm very,
yeah.
that's a.
Yeah. So I just feel like we need to promote the stuff that we currently have, which we have a lot. Promote what we have, maintain what we have, you know, work together with the conservation and just, again, try to just get some more passive outdoor recreation, get people aware of it. And maybe it could be an economic driver for our town. I'm a firm believer that it could. I know it'll take some time, but
I think it.
Yeah.
And I think.
you know, for example, I know a lot of people come from all over and they park their car at the back dirt common to leave on their bikes to go for Southern New Hampshire road rides. Some of them to use the town forest, whatever it may be. But
Right.
we have something here. I think we're just not. I don't want to say we're not capitalizing on, but I feel like, you know, we have a opportunity to make something good out of this. So that's why we decided to form this group and to see where it goes, and hopefully get some more volunteers on board and see what we can do.
One of the keys to that success, though, I want to just mention is the rail trail.
Absolutely.
Is the main thoroughway that will help connect all these little parcels that people know about, but they're, like Patrick said, intimidated by.
Yep.
You know, I grew up going in the woods. You just ride your mountain bike on a trail, and you know, hopefully it takes you back to where you started. Kids now, they're not. They'll do it, but you're not really confident. Even as a parent, you know, are they riding on private property, public property? Is it allowed? You know, but your next slide had stewardship model.
Yeah, so I just want to highlight some of the things that we will do, but we will not do. I think the will do stuff is pretty self-explanatory, but I'm not comfortable having volunteers within the nonprofit to use any power equipment. So if you ever need a tree cut because it's on the trail and you need a chainsaw or something, I'm going to look at Colby like, hey, I don't know, you got town resources? Can you help me out here?
Yeah,
We don't have the insurance.
We interject too.
Yep.
Emmy from the rec department, who's another stakeholder here too.
Well, and you have Roger Raposa here.
Yes, Parks and Cemetery. properties as well. They have insurance available, she was explaining to me for.
Yeah, I mean, I would rather tell the town, like, hey, I got a tree over here that fell on the trail, if you guys don't mind, take care of it, or just cut it and we'll move it out of the way. I just don't want them using power tools, that's all. We don't have the right insurance, we don't have any insurance yet, for the volunteers, so I don't want to be involved with power tools at all. And we're not cutting any new trails, at least not for this initial meeting house proposal, we're just gonna clean up the existing stuff.
I like what I'm hearing, I like this, that's good, you know.
And there are provisions in the Wetlands Protection Act that promote, trail creation. So it's not gonna be constant red flags on, you know.
So the WP will work with everybody. You know, like you said, there's provisions, there's stuff in there that embrace it.
They're also following a model that's an international model that has, best management practices
Yeah.
associated with it, which I'm sure that they're all well documented.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's best practices with signage. If you're on a bike and you're going 10, 12 miles an hour, you want to be within eyesight, as an example, where the next, am I going left or right? And today, if you go out to Meeting House, there's no signage, right?
Right.
So I took my wife out there and she was like, no way, I'm not doing this. And they're not very intimidating trails, even for a biker.
No.
But she was not cool with that. She wants to know
Because she
exactly
was
where she's
concerned
going.
about getting lost, or she was concerned about the quality of the trail?
So she's a rather novice biker, so.
Okay, I got you.
And so if you go left, it's like a pretty steep downhill, and she's like, no way, I'm not doing that. So we went down the easy trail. I'm comfortable riding on a bike, so, and she needs to know exactly where she's going and what the trail's like, so she would prefer to walk it first and then bike it. But, bike trails are kind of like ski trails. You can design them so they're beginners or moderate or
Now,
expert.
didn't you do work on?
I did. I started a
2
little
years
project
ago.
out there and I kind of felt like I was, it was.
Alone?
Yeah, a lot of work. So again, with this being said, one thing I think that I haven't capitalized on is I want more youth to be outside. This is a focus of mine. I'd like to get more youth outside, and if they have a place that they can go, to maybe explore, ride their bikes on trail, just something, just again, it's another way that this trails organization would be great to get youth, whether it be, like you said, the Boy Scouts, getting other kids involved in trail work, teaching them good practices, to be good stewards of the land, I mean, if they're, if someone's, here in town and we can teach kids, the proper stuff, it would be great. There's just a great opportunity I think will come from this. And just, we got ourselves established and we just realized that, for people to take us serious, I guess you have to be established. And so that's what we did. And I don't know, we're not sure where it's going to go, but we just, we want to get more people outside and maintain the trails that we have and see what we can do and maybe,
So the next we could, open house proposal, obviously pretty self-explanatory, and I think that would be a great step. Especially with Earth Day, I don't know if you guys have set up or got a table.
that was a thought. Yeah.
Good,
Yeah.
And then your ask, from us, and how we can help you, and then, Justin can talk to us, on the snowmobile aspect. And if you guys we're just a little behind, but it's not a big deal.
I'll make it quick.
I told you I'd be.
As long as these guys,
it's 8. I did have,
you're fine, let's keep.
Guys will be all right.
so
How can we help you guys in,
it seems like you guys are generally supportive of it. We just don't want people out there working on trails without the blessing of the Conservation Commission.
If it's non-binding, it's non-binding. You could make a motion to work with Townsend Trail Alliance Conservation on that property. And then if there's any issues that come up, I can raise them.
So I wonder if we've already given Ronnie formal approval with town council vetting.
We did that 2 years
So
ago.
I'm just reaffirming that with the Townsend Trails Alliance specific label. That helps us if there's anything that I need to bring forward or you guys need to bring forward. Just a thought.
See, now even the select people are
So my question, and this is more cool because he's gonna have to follow through with our, an action item for him, is can we take Ronnie's agreement he has with Conservation Commission for Meeting House Park, and can it be transferred to Townsend Trail Alliance? I guess in perpetuity, for the same type of project.
Do you need me to look up what was actually said in the meeting, or?
For the agreement and make sure it's kosher with
Yeah, so I mean,
Karen.
just by you guys saying you would like that to also follow the Townsend Trail Lines, if the board agrees, then we have that going forward, we can see how to
So
transfer that.
I make a motion that Townsend Conservation Commission, agrees to partner, with Townsend Trail Alliance, in maintaining, improving, and creating trails, on our properties. On our town properties, I'll say. I won't even say conservation properties, but our town properties.
Okay, so
Sandra?
you're limiting it to that?
Well, limited to, that's pretty broad.
Right, but our town property, but we can't speak for Fishkill.
No, that's their properties.
I think this is a great idea. I'm all for it. And trying to get kids out in the outdoors.
Absolutely.
It's a challenge and yeah, really get them off the phones.
That gives them the inspiration though.
Yeah, it does.
I'll be
I'm
there.
pretty new to the conservation here still. And so I'm sure we'll be careful about the wetlands and everything.
Well, with that said, there's still, environmentally sensitive areas that they're gonna have to,
Come to,
right.
okay.
But there are provisions in the WPA, I think it's, there's a width of, trail that are exempt. But, if they want to do stuff, especially, conservation owned properties, they really are gonna have to come to us with the ideas like,
To show
erosion
the trails,
control.
where they want the trails and everything to make sure there's not into the wetlands. Is that,
If there's an existing trail that leads through a marshy area and they just want to maintain it,
okay. I just wondered how that all
I-
worked.
Generally,
that is
road
allowed
biking
under.
trails don't go through marshy areas, but
Right.
we could even like reroute it. We could we probably should walk it with somebody just to show,
That's
like, here's what
kinda
you
what I
got,
was-
here's
Do
what
a
we're
bit
doing.
of reconnaissance.
That's
I think
kinda what I
everybody
was
get
thinking.
acclimated.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, anything that we want to do
And
in
it
the
doesn't
future, I
have to be
think.
cool to be another commissioner.
Yeah.
When you guys are planning on doing another section, either way.
There's guidelines. and-
But yeah, I do think it's a great idea. I really do.
I made a motion.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir.
Regarding
Do you mind identifying yourself?
Yes,
Just
I'm
so,
Robert there, and I'm one of the Parks Commissioners. And I spoke with the other commissioners here, and it may be productive to have you come to one of our commissioner meetings and see how we might be able to assist you and integrate your intentions with ours. And I just wanted to comment on that.
yes, sir.
I'm John Barrett, and also Park Commissioner. We're here on the next item on the agenda, but just to say, we don't have as large a holdings as the Conservation Commission in terms of the area, but we do have, some cemetery lands and, Howard Park, so.
Which is a great spot that a lot of people don't even realize is there as well.
Yeah,
Which is,
yeah.
absolutely.
I know what my motion was broad.
You ready for a second?
I'm ready for a second.
Second?
Who's your turn? I already got it.
And Justin has something to talk to us about after. Roll call vote starting with
Mike
Mike.
Todd said yes.
James Jordan, yes.
James Gates, yes.
Sandra Lord, yes.
So anything we can do to help, obviously, I know you guys are still in your infancy, but
Yep.
I've literally talked to Ronnie about this for years, and
It's more or less, I've grabbed
kept-
Jane's ear for years and
No,
he
I
has had to
said,
listen to
Ronnie,
me.
you've got to
So-
find someone to help you with.
Yeah.
But you did
'cause
get
I'm
his
the same
attention.
Yeah.
He's brought it back to us in meetings, so
So-
it's a good thing.
This is a great
It's a good
thing,
thing.
and to have another commission here that, in the select board rep. Emmy, did you have anything you wanted to add? You're paying attention, not multitasking?
Moving on.
Oh, her mic is turned on.
All right. Yeah, no, I am multitasking, but but no, I've been paying attention to the whole thing. And I just wanted to add, I met with all the guys a couple weeks ago and rec 100%. We've been on board with any kind of outdoor recreation we can push forward. We're in it. Stewardship's a big deal for us. And getting the kids outdoor, we are a non-technology program for a reason. The idea is to get the kids out and playing and connecting as much as they possibly can with the community. So you'll see our ragamuffins outside often. And yeah, we're as a commission, we talked about it at our last meeting. Myself as the director, as well as my staff, we are 100% in for whatever we can do to support this and to work with the Alliance on getting these trails more accessible to the entire community.
Wow.
This kind of coming to fruition really quick. It's really exciting.
It's very exciting.
What is a ragamuffin? I haven't seen any of those on trails before. Is that like utes?
Kids.
Yeah, that's them youths.
Okay. Because that's the biggest thing to me with this whole, we get the kids more involved in it.
Yeah,
I'd
absolutely.
like to see more kids involved in conservation. I'd like to see more kids involved in agriculture and getting out and, instead of.
So as a 41-year resident of Townsend, as a kid, I always was out in the woods, and I still am out in the woods this day. And I recently got a certification as a mountain bike instructor, and I'd like to just, again, get kids outside on bikes or exploring the land. And obviously with that being said, there's an education that comes with it too. Again, we want these future stewards of the land,
And that's what they are.
So that's,
if you can get them enticed in it, they're the future to it.
so that's what we're hoping to do. Like I said, we're starting, we're in our infancy stage, but we want to do some good things and see what we can do.
I appreciate you guys coming here. Justin is here with Lunenburg Snow Riders and SAM, Snowmobile Association of Massachusetts. And something similar, we're gonna keep it just snowmobiles.
Yeah.
But I don't wanna bring up wheeled things. It's a can of worms I don't feel like dealing with.
Decision.
But snowmobiling is also equally as important. Because it connects you to areas that you can't access sometimes during
Incredible.
the year.
It's a whole different world out there in the middle of the winter when you can get to areas, extremely quickly. It's
I'm gonna pass a couple things around for you guys to see. This is just
show and tell stuff.
some proposed maps.
Lunenburg Snow Riders, they work with Lunenburg Conservation and Shirley, right? And they are in the initial talks with Squanicook Greenways to possibly or to discuss the opportunity to bring snowmobiling to Western Townsend.
Yeah. Want me to take it from here?
Yeah.
We can pass some of these around too. These are some letters of support we've got from local businesses, Lunenburg Conservation. So the Lunenburg Snowmobile, the Snow Riders, has been around for 59 years now. And they've done phenomenal work. So they've partnered up with Lunenburg Conservation for years, and they've done, in the past 5 years, they've done over $250,000 grant work. And most of that's not for snowmobiling. It's for regular foot traffic trails, biking trails, horse riding trails. They've built parking areas, signage, kiosks, bridges. They got there's an area in Townsend, or in Lunenburg, the Holman Street, and there was this whole town-owned property that was owned by conservation that you couldn't access because of a river. The Lunenburg Snow Riders got a grant, they built a bridge, and now it's this awesome recreation zone for the people of Lunenburg. We even made a parking area. We got a $60,000 grant, $61,000 grant a few years ago, and we built an ADA compliant trail, and we made a viewing platform that was ADA accessible, and it was kind of overlooked some wetlands. That was like a drainage out of Hickory Hills. So they've done a lot of really cool projects for the area, and we're looking to broaden and do some more work with Townsend Conservation Commission, Ashby Conservation, if they'll talk to us at all. So anyways, what we're trying to work on right now, next week,
1 second. Yes, sir.
I just, am trying to help your people and the guests tonight. Sandra and I are on the Community Preservation Committee. It's newly founded. And our committee will be accepting grants, applications, to review, to determine priorities, and to make recommendations. There are some funds are already available in the town to do this. They can't be released until they're approved at the town meeting. And I would suggest that if there are grant requests, that they might be submitted for our committee to make a recommendation or consider. They'll have to be considered with other applicants as well. But I did want you to be aware of that and the people that you have as guests tonight. Thank you.
And that's an exciting opportunity that's taken a long time to come together.
Would they know the extension for the rail trails heading to the west Townsend next, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so, anyways,
Brings up an interesting corridor towards our way.
exactly. So with the future extensions of the rail trail, our snowmobile club realized we're like, we need to get involved with them. We need to work on a partnership. We want to be able to bring more passive recreation opportunities in the wintertime to the town of Townsend. In West Townsend, over by the Poor Farm, snowmobilers very often come from the Mason. All of the Mason rail bed is maintained by the Brookline Icebreaker Snowmobile Club, and they groom right up to the Massachusetts border. The winter recreation going on over there is, it's quite.
You know when you hit Mass.
It's fantastic.
Or when you leave.
So this year there was so much winter recreation. You hit the Massachusetts border and the trail was awful. It was not maintained. So
you're cutting across the Poor Farm going to Winters?
We're just talking about the rail trail here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get on board with the Squanicook Greenway Committee here.
Yeah.
We feel like if they bring us in as a partnership, we'll be able to groom and maintain the rail bed in the wintertime and help out with summer maintenance, as well as we pose another opportunity for grants. We get grants from off-road funds that they cannot get. So we see a real good opportunity for this partnership, not only for the Greenway Committee, but the town of Townsend. Just this winter alone, when you drove by the rail trail, when we had 2 feet of snow on the ground, you didn't see any tracks on it this winter. It was extremely underutilized. And
isn't it restricted? You can't run snowmobiles down.
Well,
right. No, you can't, but there was too much snow to cross-country ski.
Yeah, there was no.
I understand.
No, it was
there,
always a joke. It was nice when someone took a snowmobile down the trail so they could ski.
So they could.
Yeah. So, for instance, the Lunenburg Snow Riders, we groomed from Lake Shirley to Trap Falls in Nashville. So I personally groomed 124 hours in Willard Brook and Pearl Brook this winter alone. In Pearl Brook and Willard Brook, we saw so much foot traffic. Everybody was walking their dogs out there this winter.
Yeah.
The cross-country skiers were loving it. People were mountain biking. Everybody was in the state park because the trails were groomed, they were packed, they were maintained. That was not the case for the rail trail, which I believe if that was groomed and maintained in the wintertime, you would see everybody out and about on the rail trail. And
it's not their choice. They haven't had a heavy winter like this since rail trail was built either.
Right. It's been a while since we've had substantial snowfall like that we did this year.
So basically the reason why I'm here is we're hoping to get your support as we move forward talking with the Greenway Committee. Ultimately it's up to the Greenway whether they want to allow snowmobiles and the Snowmobile Club to help out with them. We have a meeting with them next Wednesday, the 15th, and they're very open to this discussion and having these talks. So we been going around. We have letters of support from most of the businesses that are along
See some
the.
of those letters?
Yeah.
Or were they in that email you sent, or did you get more?
Here's one from the Mariano family, who owns a bunch of restaurants. Here's the Townsend House.
Yeah, even Bobby's all about it.
Yeah, so
He's a good guy. Yes.
so having the snowmobile club presence down the rail trail and everything, it's going to be great for the businesses that are typically a little bit slower in the wintertime, and having more. It's not just snowmobilers, it's skiers and mountain bikers taking the trail right to the Townsend House and to Ease Village.
Yeah.
We think it would be a really great thing. So I'm here to hopefully get you guys' blessing, and we were hoping to get a letter of support that we could present to the
Us
Greenwoods.
folk up in West Townsend, we all have snowmobiles, we all have four-wheelers, we all have.
Yeah.
Snowmobiles. Stick with snowmobiles.
But we're motorized, I'm all for it, you're welcome to come up to.
But
Another concern we have too is, as of right now, so the snow riders, we have access to Townsend State Forest, where the DCR has permission. We're allowed to ride all the trails in there. We're allowed to maintain them. We haven't, just because we don't really have anybody stationed in that area. So we have been talking about getting a grant, and we're going to put another groomer in that area.
Oh, that's what you meant by station, somebody that can take care of the trails?
Yeah, we have 5 groomers right now.
5?
Yeah. So we have them spaced out between Ashby and Lake
and
Shirley.
how many miles of trails?
We have about 70 miles of trails. It was awesome. I probably did
Who
800
knew you
miles
guys
of
had that
trail
much of
riding
an
locally this
infrastructure
winter.
with 5, I'm not sure they're not piston boats
So
at the top end, but.
and one of the hurdles that has to be overcome, if
Lease agreement.
is the lease agreement with MBTA,
For the rail trail fund?
for the additional rail trail.
So as of
To
right,
get to West Townsend?
Yes,
now,
because-
the rail trail is, the lease agreement says no motorized vehicles.
Right.
So
And
if they continue to the Mason line, the trails that the snowmobilers use in West Townsend now will become no longer legal trails for snowmobiles because of their lease agreement. So we're trying to get ahead of
I
that,
got
and be
you.
part of it, so
I got you.
snowmobilers maintain that right. If we lost that right, it would disconnect Townsend State Forest and the Mason rail bed. We wouldn't be able to.
So that's a big disconnect.
It's a big disconnect.
That's way more than you can compensate.
Yeah, so
I
what we're
gotcha.
proposing with the Greenways, they are still gonna be the main steward of this. So if they don't like how things are going, they have the overall, they can pull the plug on it. So we're just hoping to get a foot in the door. We wanna work with them. And it's not just for snowmobiling, it's for all winter recreation, and we wanna help out in the summertime. We wanna help out with grants. They have a lot to do to fix these bridges up to.
There are 2 trestles that,
Oh, West Townsend?
and
in the center.
those haven't been
Oh, yeah.
determined what they're gonna do with them yet, or how they're gonna.
We've had huge success with getting grants from the off-road funds, and we can be a big help for that. If
One of
they
the
can work
things
with us.
that is said about snowmobile clubs is they do the heavy lifting.
It's
And there
true.
are other rail trails in the state that allow snowmobiles, not many, but there are.
Not many. Snowmobile Association of Massachusetts is working on this issue in a couple different regions. Historically, the MBTA, the railroad areas have always been deeded no motorized vehicles.
I was just gonna say,
And
they're
it's
like,
not just the MBTA,
Yeah.
CSX is like that.
And I've heard that, I've always heard that, and so my view was, well, these were originally intended for trains. That's the biggest motorized vehicle around. And then at some point, the Squanto Greenways completely changed the verbiage, the agreement, as part of the original plan for these railroads, there was no clause for if this group wants to rip up the rails and make a walking trail, that's okay. But they were able to change everything, and they were able to get this awesome rail trail that we have now. So I don't see why we couldn't get the contracts amended once again to allow snowmobiles and winter passive recreation.
This is only West Townsend, this is not the existing trail itself. Which there is some state level work that has to take place that, you have Sam backing you.
We've talked about it and, you know, if possible, we would like the lease agreement to encompass the whole trail, if that's a possibility. But once again, this would be something that the Squanicook Greenways would control the say on that. If they say snowmobilers allowed up to a certain point,
They're
You know, we're
gonna
okay
wanna
with it, yeah.
control the narrative.
we
on it.
figured we'll go for everything and then we'll work together and
So it's gonna be a matter of they're really gonna need to build their
They-
relationships
and they need
with
to-
them and communications and
matter
what
of
they can do
the
and on and
support.
on.
yeah.
That can be.
It's doable. It's
We-
doable.
Yeah, and it would be a great thing.
I know there are two questions over here.
This is just, actually, it's not a question, it's a comment. I think it's important to note too, is it's like, if you go to the snowbreakers in Brookline, that is primarily used for foot traffic. It's that short
Yeah.
season, and it's all the snowmobile people maintaining it that allows that foot traffic for the rest of the
Absolutely,
season.
yeah.
It's beautiful.
Now, is
Because
that
that
like
snow
the Beaverbrook
protects-
area?
That's Palmer, that
Palmer,
whole-
Palmer Bartel.
Palmer,
Yeah.
Bartel, sorry.
Yeah, but
They- they-
they
it's
have a
Brookline, it's
huge
Hollis, and
area,
it's a lot of the snowmobile
So
trails.
that,
in-
the impact is different.
They have
because
three
snow there
networks
is
that work
protecting
together.
That entire trail bed, and you can't ride it when there's hurts.
Yeah.
So that is a protection there, and the trail's beautiful, it really is, so.
Yeah, same, I
So in
mean,
other words, that
There's another,
they can live together. It's doable.
Not
Yeah.
all trails, but those wider trails with good gravel base, I mean, that's kind of, and then it opens up your cross-country skiing
Yeah.
for all the time. And I don't have a snowmobile, and I use those in the winter, so.
I don't have the facts on it in front of me.
Don't.
Some of our other members in the club would, but I bet you it's over 50% of the work we've done as a snowmobile club wasn't intended for snowmobiles. Like we've done huge work in Lunenburg for hiking only trails, and that kind of stuff. Like the Holman Street Conservation Area, that is like the biggest. It's a dog park, it's mountain biking, it's foot traffic. Even when you cross through there on your snowmobile this winter, you never saw snowmobile tracks. It was so beat up with footprints and everything.
Right.
It's a huge passive recreation zone, which is, and that whole area was made by the Lunenburg Snow Riders. We have,
and you guys mapped it too, you
yep,
kiosk, like you said.
yeah, kiosk, parking area. It's beautiful out there. Bridges, to, you know, avoid wetland mitigation
Right.
and everything like that. So we're really hoping the rail trail
That'll be
committee.
one of their strong suits to get some of these allowances, working with their trails, even if it isn't the snowmobile. We're all for walking trails too. Boom, 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 everybody working together. It's doable.
So I could talk about snowmobiles all day long, but
We have another
basically, basically we're just looking for your guys' support.
Mr. Chairman, I just wanted to make a mention of the fact that, well, I'm a hunter, and Townsend has a long history of hunting people in town. And I just wanted you folks, when you're doing whatever you're doing with the trails and allowing, I know there are some areas where hunting is banned. Obviously, you gotta be careful when there's a road with a rail trail. You have to consider that a road, so as a hunter, you have to stay, 500 feet away from it. But, although it's not paved, so maybe that's not that far, but I just wanted to bring that up as a consideration. I think, again, like, as the idea that snowmobilers can be compatible with bikers and cross-country skiers, I just throw the hunters in the mix.
Well, I think that is another absolute user group that I think it could absolutely benefit from all this as well. I mean, I think Townsend has an abundance of hunters, right? And so
And then we have another question when you guys.
that would be another user group that we could also, again, education behind it, agreements of, hunting season. We know that areas closed down or whatever it may be, but I think, I think the common theme to all this is we all see that maybe an untapped, outdoor recreation possibility that maybe could be, like I said, an economic driver in town. But we're just looking to hopefully tap into it. All different user groups try to work together.
Syndicate.
Yeah.
What? Did you say?
No, you just said thank you.
No.
Oh,
You had somebody a question
Cindy,
on the screen?
your hand's raised. Yes.
Yes, thank you. I just want to speak out. I'm not representing my commission right now, but myself. I am the chair, though, of the Commission on Disability for the town. And this sounds like a pretty exciting group to do some of the work that some of these things can really make it the trails all over more accessible for the disabled by doing some of this grooming and even some of the work that it sounds like that they're looking at doing can be in order to make the trails more accessible for the disabled. So I think we'll probably be excited to work with them too.
Absolutely. Speaking on that, snowmobiling is a great opportunity for people that aren't as accessible. I have a friend that lives in Ashby. He's been in a wheelchair his whole life. I bet you he rode probably 500 miles on our trail system this winter.
awesome.
He was out probably 3-4 times a week. So it gives an opportunity for people that can't walk to get out and enjoy the same trails that everybody else gets to enjoy.
I'm in.
The commissioners,
You going for a vote on this, or?
oh yeah, I motion that we,
Sound.
provide a letter of support to, the, Lunenburg Snow Riders, on behalf of the Conservation Commission and the town of Townsend. Not
Just
that-
do the conservation commission,
I tried.
I'll bring it. Yeah, you guys do your thing first.
And you'll go
Yeah, go ahead and do your
take
thing
the rest
first.
of the way.
The only downside is we need it by Wednesday.
Thank God there's AI.
Yeah.
And I have a bunch of examples here.
Mr. Chairman,
I made a
have you
motion.
completed the motion? I just wanted to make sure I second.
On behalf of the Conservation
Thank you.
Commission. Can you say?
I second. It was my turn.
Roll call
Mike
vote.
Pot said yes.
James Duroin, yes.
James Gates, yes.
Sandra Lord, yes.
Now, you can talk to Val, who's
Fine.
a select board member, and
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you very much for your time and your support.
Thank you.
I really
We
appreciate
take
it.
care.
Seriously, like
This
I
is
said,
great
no
feedback,
snowmobiles
too.
in my
Yeah.
place.
Yeah, I love
this is literally taking years to bring
I live in Ashby.
everyone
Right
to
up
this
on
table.
31. My parents live
It
over
kind of
there,
just came out of
very
nowhere
close to you.
in the
No,
past
I-
2 weeks.
Well, it's very exciting. It
Yeah.
is. It's
How do
very,
you
very
know
exciting.
It's
I've
very
been
exciting
asking
that,
for
yeah,
one.
like they've been in town
So,
so long.
Yeah.
It's good to see.
I can go
So-
on and on with that.
With that said,
Definitely.
appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
And we have another
Thanks,
commission
Val.
here, Parks and Cemetery, that have
Bye now.
patiently been waiting, that need to call their meeting to order.
Nice meeting you guys.
Thank you guys very much.
Very interesting.
Thank you, everyone.
You guys aren't leaving yet. We gotta.
No, they're coming up to the, they gotta call they gotta call an order.
I don't really.
Yeah. We know why we're here. I know why.
I gotta pass out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't wanna miss anything, but I really have to step out for a minute.
That's fine, it looks like everyone's.
It'll take a little while.
Okay, yeah, just leave some paperwork here, I'll be right back.
Thank you.
Well, so actually, before you guys come, once you guys are done,
Poetry?
It is.
3.1.
Is this like cultural stuff?
Okay.
So you're also on the Parks Commission
Hold on,
too?
Jimmy, 1 sec. So 3 point, we'll just table it. So 3.1, volunteer response form with Natalie Paul, Colby.
Please, we have an open meeting going. Thank you.
She wasn't able to attend, so that, so we're gonna just table that until Colby can have a response.
Okay.
Did you get all that? The letter of support that you need by, okay. That was a lot. That's a big,
I know what
So,
it's like.
3.2 Cemetery and Parks Commission joint meeting, approximately 8:30. Yours?
What, no problem there, Jim. I just wanted to, as chairman, mention the fact that I think that,
You guys want
where
to
you,
order?
Candy, I'm
no,
sorry.
actually not, because,
I'm out of candy, it's all
I think
gone.
we will be here,
I'm sorry.
at the posted meeting of the Conservation Commission. We are not gonna, as park commissioners, we're not gonna deliberate. And this is under the provisions of, section 18C of, the general laws that provides that,
We're not gonna
the
do it.
following words shall, unless the context clearly requires otherwise, have the following meanings. And meeting is a deliberation by a public body with respect to any matter within the body's jurisdiction, provided, however, meeting shall not include And one of the many reasons is attendance by a quorum of a public body at a meeting of another public body that has complied with the notice requirements of the open meeting law, so long as the visiting members communicate only by open participation in the meeting on those matters under discussion by the host body and do not deliberate. And I'm suggesting that we approach it this way because even though we requested a meeting with you, I don't believe our meeting as a meeting was posted. So I think.
It was.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, it was?
Because presently you stand in
All right, well, then we
Well,
can
no,
open a
but
meeting.
The posting,
They
it
stand in
was posted, it
quorum.
was posted before our
It was
meeting.
Yes.
posted as one of our meetings?
Yes.
Okay, I never saw it. Okay, well, I guess we can call. a
Now,
meeting.
am I right in that? Because they stand in quorum
No, you just
presently.
read why you didn't have to.
I didn't think it was posted, so,
I think
What did I miss?
nothing. So I guess I'd
legalities.
call the meeting of the Parks, Cemetery and Parks Commission to order.
Right.
Roll call vote for those present.
Robert Therian present.
And John Barrett present. All right. We're open.
You,
Roger is our superintendent.
So you're only two, so
You
they
just
don't.
get to go to meeting.
No, we've got three, so
We have
two makes a
three.
quorum. We only have
Oh,
three.
so you're only
commissioners.
three,
Yeah.
small little group.
So, appreciate you guys taking the time, and I know you guys, have a heavier schedule, I think, for meeting, than we do. So appreciate taking the time. We wanted to just have a dialogue with you about our concerns about the removal of Adams Dam. And I passed out, I hope everybody got a copy of it, but a poem which, for me,
Do you have another copy?
oh, yes, Sandy.
Thank you very much.
Do we have a copy of the letter to the selectmen?
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys also have a copy of the letter. I've got copies of the letter that we sent to the select board about a couple months ago, 3 or 4 months ago. And you can just use that for reference.
Thank you, sir.
I'll
So,
take a copy of that too.
oh, you didn't?
Oh, no, that's okay, don't worry about it.
So, just briefly, I guess we feel that it's not a good idea to remove the dam. We understand that there's a strong argument by Fisheries and Wildlife that they want to remove the dams to promote the fisheries.
It's DER that is pushing the initiative.
Was it?
DER.
Oh,
Department
DER,
of
Environmental Resources, okay.
But it is optional though, it's not like mandatory though.
No, but
Right.
just,
Yeah, who's the ones promoting this idea? And then I think there's pros and cons to it. I think I would, and if you don't mind, Bob, I'll just give my spiel and then
I'll speak
give you a
after
chance. It'll probably take longer than me. Is that, if you look at Adams Dam, for one thing, it's a relic of what it used to be. There used to be flashboards there that raised the height of the river upstream, I'd say by about 2 to 3 feet anyways. And in my youth, we always could go swimming at Black Rock and dive off the rock, not Black Rock itself, but the rock at the riverbank. It was a great swimming hole. Also, it's a great swimming hole is the pool below Adams Dam itself. I've gone there, I've taken my grandkids there, I've gone down there and seen other people that use that as a recreational area for swimming. And I believe that if that dam is removed, that's going to pretty much eliminate those swimming holes from any meaningful swimming. It's part, I think, of Townsend's culture, and that's why I passed out that poem by Philip Gwynn. I'm not sure exactly when it was written, but I from the terminology, I suspect it was probably around 1930 or earlier. And I think that I would love to see, I'm glad that the other folks that are here, the Townsend Trails Alliance and Snowmobile Group, and certainly what you guys all are, I think, involved with is preserving Townsend's nature. And I think even though it's man-made, it's, I think, part of the nature of Townsend to have that dam there and its limited sense of the dam. In fact, we had been talking at our meetings about the fact that we would like to see it raised. And if that were to be done, and I guess I'd like you to consider the options as we participate in this process of maybe there are some alternatives. Maybe a fish ladder or something could be put in. I don't know what the costs are for that. I suspect it's a lot easier to just rip the dam out, but
I'm sure there's grant opportunities for that.
Yeah, yeah.
There's also other groups, but keep going and.
Yeah, so I mean, that's, I think that's about it. I think the two basic things that I have is recreational, or three basic things, not to sound like the Spanish Inquisition, but the recreational, the historic, and the fact that I'm not convinced that the removal of the dam is going to improve fish habitat that much, as they are projecting. So anyway.
Thank you, John. I grew up in this town, and I can remember probably 8 to 10 different swimming areas in the whole community. All that I can recognize now are two, which is the Adam Dam area and the other part down at the Squanicook, which was, I called it Baptize.
Baptize.
And so the public at large is not even aware of these.
I'm too new, where's?
South Row Road, take a hard right.
Yeah.
Go around the shop corner, take a hard right and takes you right to it.
Yeah,
be a bridge
so
there.
the public at large is not even aware that we have any. And we have lost those other swimming areas.
I have to agree.
And so, my posture on this, and the other commissioner who is not present tonight, Brian, also, he and I were very vocal about what was being asked for. Such so that I wrote a letter on behalf of the commission to the Board of Selectmen.
Parks and Recreation.
Right.
Okay.
And that letter, I think, is before you.
Yeah.
The issues here are far more than concern of fish going up and down the river, the area there. So we believe, as part of Parks and Cemetery, that the Adams Dam area is really under our maintenance and portfolio. And so there was a very strong voice about 3 members of our commission about preserving the swimming there and even trying to enhance further swimming throughout the community. So the other thing is, if it's solely focused on fish, then it should be solely focused on a fish ladder if that's what's needed. Secondly, I have done further review or research on this myself. And I'd like to point out some other topics that impact this topic. One of them is the CO2 level in the waterways that we have, which includes the Squanicook, Probrook, and Willowbrook. So it really impacts all the waterways in our town. And that, it seems a little foolhardy to focus a lot of money on having the available, the fish being accessible to more water when the water itself isn't beneficial for the fish.
Depleted.
That's one point I'd like to make. And so the CO2 levels in the water is related to the slower current in the water. So over time, the lack of maintenance of our waterways has caused those waterways to become shallow, filled in, and expand, which further enhances our wetland problem. So the real cause or the benefit for fish and the public at large is to maintain our waterways. So, and then the other statement that was made at our commission meeting is Adams Dam is one small dam of a whole series of dams along the same waterway.
Absolutely.
So what impact would we actually deliver even if we removed it? So I wanted to bring this to the attention of everyone here. And on a personal level, I personally believe that the people of Townsend deserve more freshwater swimming areas and not to subject their children to chlorine swimming pools. And as what you had with your previous guest tonight, discussing the rail trail, discussing Meeting House Park, and as I mentioned earlier tonight about the community preservation group.
Yeah.
I personally was going to introduce, we haven't had our meeting yet.
Right, because you're in the beginning stages with the community.
That's right, but we'll be able to accept applications this fall.
Mhm.
So one of the things that I thought might be a good thing that our Parks Department might approach the community preservation people for grant money to enhance Meeting House Park to create a town beach, which would be a family-oriented thing that would attract even more people.
Yeah.
It all works with the Community Development Office's objectives to attract tourism to the town.
Sure.
So what I'm saying to you, why our Parks Department is so adamant about preserving the Adams Dam to begin with, and to declare the need for more natural swimming areas in our community. So John and myself have grandchildren, and we have to travel to take them to swim.
Oh, I don't.
Well, he doesn't, I do. But
Well, not very far anyway.
anyway, I just wanted the people to understand that there are other subject matters related to this dam beyond the fishing component.
Absolutely.
And I had intended tonight to have published the research article on the CO2 that also is far more enhanced.
There's, I mean, if I don't want to interrupt you, I want you to.
No, but I'm saying if you want that, I'll try to get that available. I found the article, I clicked on the link, and then I sent the link to all my commissioners here, all our commissioners, and none of us could open it. So we have to find a way to open that link so I could give you that handout. But it's very, it was a pretty comprehensive survey. And so I was going to suggest to my board commissioner members that we apply to the Community Development Office to request grant money to study the cleanup of the waterways.
Correct.
So that we can touch on that. Don't put a pin in that. Before you say something, Jimmy, Sandra had her hand up.
Oh, no.
I don't know if I had my hand up, I had my mouth open ready to. But, yeah, I totally agree with, John and Robert about this. My husband, I always talk about my husband. My husband's a biologist, and we talked about this even before this came up as far as like fish and everything and dams and everything. I forget when we were talking about it, but, and then all of a sudden this comes up. He believes, in his professional opinion, that you would have to take down all the dams, just like you're saying, to be, maybe successful. And he was saying a fish ladder as well. That I believe firmly, I think it was a, you know, fruitless endeavor to just take it down and just, it just.
Well,
Yeah.
so to make sure that we, I don't want Colby to be discouraged either, because I appreciate what he does, and this isn't, this was kind of the, I don't say, this is gonna sound worse than it's intended, but Adams Dam was the easiest targeted dam to discuss.
I'm sorry?
Adams Dam was, sorry, I've got a head cold.
Well, I'm
Adams-
hard of hearing, so.
I am too. Adams Dam was the kind of the easiest dam to discuss about removal. Obviously, you look at Canal Street Bridge, that is a very important dam,
Right.
especially with flood control, and same with the harbor.
Right.
The purpose of the grant is to just do a study.
Right.
And not, there's no decision on if it's gonna be removed, because the environmental impact come back and say, there's no need to, you would cause more impact by removing it, which Roger knows how steep the slopes are. It'd be a very difficult thing to do without very large equipment, and probably harming more of the environment than really providing any
Benefit.
So again, this is just a study thing.
No, I know.
Wholeheartedly agree with the studying of our waterways. I connected with it was Native Fish Coalition with one of their members last year at the outdoor expo at Hampshire Hills.
Yeah.
And they put me in contact with their director.
Of what, cold water fisheries?
Yes, or Native Fish Coalition.
Which they all connect.
It's
cold water fisheries.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a nonprofit organization. I think, yeah, they're not, I think they're nationwide, or at least this one is New England, but they know the Squanicook.
Well,
you know, Bob Mallard, who's the executive director, emailed me to connect, and he said, I've fished this river so many times, and it's truly a special river. But Colby, last meeting, we talked about discussing cleaning up the river. Again, as you remember, they did that almost 10 years ago now.
We understand that this was just a study and the grant money was for that. I think what was more disturbing is the scope of review of that grant, meaning encompassing some of the other topics that I just presented. And there was one other topic that I did not present as yet, but I'm on the member of the planning board. And last fall, the federal government flood insurance program came up with,
500-year maps and
right,
a lot of guessing of where the
exactly, and a lot of the expanse of water, wetlands is related to.
We saw an incredible increase of the footprint on the
Right,
flood.
so I wasn't objection so much to the grant, but not knowing specifically the limits of the study. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And maybe more studies required before any decision is made. So that was the purpose of why we asked to be present, and
it's something that needs to get discussed, and I know it's tough if it's only one of you in a meeting to bring up everyone's point.
Right.
I know there have been like 3, I guess, test results with bacteria last year. That was one thing that stood out when we talked about it.
Yes.
But I imagine if you start cleaning up the waterway, that would have a positive impact.
No, that was a failed septic.
That's a failed septic.
Oh, it was a failed septic.
And we already isolated where that was coming from.
Really?
familiar with the water.
Oh, that's right, okay.
Michelle, Board of Health.
Okay, so that's a resolved issue.
So we've been able to figure out where that comes from.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there's can I run it through?
No, keep going.
There's a lot of dynamics that are going on with the river right now. I'm in the West Townsend, so they're looking at the VFW to breach that dam and allow the VFW to disappear. The Fish and Game has already targeted it. They don't have the money to do a rebuild for a dam there. So
that's a great example.
they're gonna just say, we're gonna breach it, we're gonna allow it to go to a natural waterway area.
But they also have to do a study associated with it. They have to do the same process.
Correct.
I attended a seminar or a presentation 2 years ago with the dam removal. And there are benefits to certain scenarios. I'm not a professional, but I feel the VFW dam would be an example of a great area, because it would be difficult to muck out the pond. And you can't repair.
You're gonna take out the pond?
Well, no, we're not doing anything. Nothing's set
I
in
didn't
stone.
hear you. What did she say?
Oh, no, I live in West Townsend, so I kinda like wanna know.
No, nothing's.
It's all under study right now.
Oh, you didn't know that it's under studies to have that dam removed?
Well, it's just a study. It's preliminary.
Correct.
But to repair that dam, the net benefit wouldn't, I think, be there. But again, the net benefit maybe and probably will be much, it'd be less beneficial to remove something like Adams Dam. You have a letter, John, from a dam inspection.
Yeah.
Which I think, if you don't mind reading.
No, not at all. It's,
You had somebody from the state go down to the inspection of the dam?
This is fairly dated. No, this is something from our records.
How long ago was it?
1999.
Oh, that's just.
So at that time, though, they said, based on visual inspection results, and the Code of Mass Regs, the Adams Dam is considered non-jurisdictional. This is for the Department of, I think, Dam Safety. That the Adams Dam is a run-of-river dam and is less than 6 feet in height and impounds less than 15 feet of water. I think this is well before the flashboard went on it too. So back then it was 6 feet. Now it's probably 3 feet.
Right, and there might have been changes in, the law also, so we can't.
Yeah, but what they do say is that the Office of Dam Safety wants to bring to the town's attention a debris pile located upstream at the abandoned railroad trestle. Large trees, roots, etc. impedes the flow of river flow and is potentially unstable restriction that may exacerbate a high water or flooding event. Therefore, we recommend the removal of the trestle and debris pile. So, again, I think the pile is still there, but.
Is it?
It is.
By and large, yeah.
It is. And I go back to when we did that cleanup with the Squanicook crew. I was on that when we took all the canoes down there. We got all the approvals for it. We had to have spotters from the DEP there. On and on it goes with Fish and Game. It was an act of Congress to be able to go down the river
and I think
remove debris, clean it up.
I know.
Yeah.
When we used to do it
All the time, automatically.
I haven't lived in Townsend very long, but I remember with my father, we were with the Lions Club. Jamie getting a canoe, we're going down to do the usual once a year. Lions Club, clean up the river for the canoe race.
With that, so there's a lot to that conversation too.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you follow Groton news. Again, very similar. Groton School has kind of had this standing verbal, I don't want to say order, but condition where, because they do rowing on the Natural River, they remove down logs because of the, and they tie them up to the sides for habitat.
That's an accepted practice.
Well, not anymore.
In other words, they're saying debris tying is not an accepted practice for flood control
they have
and
to go
habitat.
through a
See, that's the problem.
Hold
They're
on.
changing the rules and it's making it harder and harder for us to maintain these waterways, riverways and dams and whatnot. No, this is the crux of it.
No, and the
No,
state
so-
itself is negligent.
But so what part of that is they've never had an issue. There's never been any effects that have negatively impacted the river. It's helped keep the river active, it keeps it moving and flowing, preventing flooding. But because one person brought it to their attention and then it gets pushed higher and higher and higher up the chain, now it's a problem.
Yeah.
Removing these debris clogs, the trestle's just part of it. Go up all the way around Rossbacks and through the rest of it.
It's a lot.
I don't know how many logs are blocking the river, and they're big.
Big lots, yeah, they are.
Big, and they are tangled.
Yep.
And those logs are causing erosion, massive amount
Because
of
it's
erosion.
cutting into the
Right
ones.
into the hill.
It's cutting, and that's where we get that silt release.
And then
from
now
the-
you're getting silted in.
Which is
down.
plateauing the river base.
Exactly.
Which is, it's pushing it out. It all is a
And
domino
it's
effect.
shallowing the river, causing problems with fish.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a motion related to this, but kind of more with studying the river. I feel that as a commission, we need to ask, the Native Fish Coalition to come to a meeting, and discuss opportunities for them to help us understand our river and what we can do to improve it. Because there's just so much, that is associated with it's all connected.
Right. It is, from where the river begins in front of my house to where it ends up in the harbor, it is not like it was when I was a kid in 1959.
Wasn't like when I was a kid in, early.
You could even look at the waterfall in the Hopper Dam to see how lower it is than it used to be.
We are in the need of doing some serious, maintenance on our river between some of the contaminants down there, the flow problems, on and on it goes. There's
Part of
put a whole
discussing
commission
it,
together
and
to
I don't
address it.
know if, and Colby might be able to explain it better if he's still awake. The impact study for Adams Dam might not be a large enough footprint, to get an accurate interpretation.
Yeah. Jim, I think, and we understood it was just to be a study.
Right.
The concern we had and why we wanted to bring our concerns to you guys is that sometimes these studies become kind of, they're foreordaining the result. And so we did want to participate in that. And I guess we are scheduled, I'm not sure if you guys are attending, but there's a meeting Tuesday at Adams Dam to look things over. Part of the
Site walk.
Site walk.
Email came
9
today.
o'clock.
So who was the sidewalk? Is
It
it,
just came through today.
is it conservation, is fishing?
Well, I'm surprised that you guys weren't.
No.
I'm surprised they didn't
It
tell
goes
you.
to Colby.
Really?
I didn't see it. It didn't come to my email or
Oh,
even
okay,
conservation email.
Yeah, Molly
So
Osmond.
it just hasn't trickled down to you guys yet.
This is the, I think the engineering firm that's conducting the study, Colbert. Yeah, so they proposed, they sent out a thing to see when people could meet. And this is the date they came up with, which is,
Hang on, when is it?
Tuesday.
Tuesday at
9 o'clock.
at Adams Dam.
So who are the particular players that are gonna be down? The engineering
Well,
firm that is
looking at
doing the overview of
Starting
the
with them.
impact study of what,
Yeah.
if to remove it?
Yeah, let's start with them.
I can make a copy of this.
Now, a little
Schedule
more.
a poll, as far as who,
One more question, who
You can-
owns
you
the
can
dam?
have it.
Who owns Adams Dam? Is it physically under the control of Townsend? Or is it under the control of Fish and Game?
No,
DC,
it's not.
who?
No, it's not
Cemetery
Fish and
Park
Game.
support.
My recollection is, and I'm pretty sure we got the records for this, that in 1946, 48, the owners, I think of the former
the
Adams Dam Mill,
Sawmill,
deeded
correct.
it to the town for recreational purposes, and it's come under our jurisdiction since then as cemetery and parks. That's at least the east side. I'm not positive whether the west side is included in that.
Well, the key,
So-
the person that owns the key to the dam is the one that controls the dam. So if it's rocks and whatnot, it should be in their realm to make the decision to or not to breach it.
Well,
No, so I understand, no,
it's just, put it up, it's up in the air, put it that way, I think.
No, we should find out just exactly who is the one that controls.
I believe that Colby you have,
Yeah, I've asked the assessors, I've asked the town property commission, if they have more information. I've looked at the registry of deeds. It's not clear.
Okay, so here we are, we're up
As
in
far
this.
as I can tell, it's owned solely by the town of Townsend.
But there was a town meeting vote in 1948 that dedicated it to recreational purposes and I
Came
think
under
put it under the
cemeteries and
jurisdiction
park.
at the time of the parks.
You should find out
Back
just
then we had a
exactly
separate parks.
who holds the key to the castle. The one that holds the key to the castle controls the moat, in my opinion.
Well, just like with the Harbor Dam, that's owned by Hollingsworth and Vos.
Oh, yes, we know that quite well. Well, that's the water rights. It is owned by H&B, not the dam, it's the water rights.
Well, they have
There's
the
a
water rights, but
difference.
that means they think they control.
Would
the
that
dam.
be Mass Waterways?
I'm not sure, we're in the middle of doing some study on that right now.
okay, let's keep.
Well, we don't
this
wanna
going.
keep you guys here all
I
night.
have one more
Um,
question.
Yes, sir.
What was the scope of the original grant? What were they requested to study?
Do you have a copy of the proposal that
I
was?
assume it's gonna have
submitted?
anything to do with flood controls and there's a multitude of little things.
Yes.
This is what they've completed thus far.
I just wanted to, say, I kind of misspoke when I said negative, I meant it failed the 3 tests, but it was like E. coli tests for the swimming.
Yeah,
That's what I meant when I said negative, but I meant the 3 failed tests. I just felt I had to clarify that. And I remember us talking about the failed septic, but I never remembered,
yeah, we've targeted where.
no, I know that, but I just feel like we never discussed it again, like what was happening.
It's outside our jurisdiction.
Oh, well, that's what it
It's a board
was,
of
okay.
Right. Another
Try to be
question.
careful with what we.
You
cover.
recall-
Okay, I just wanted to
In West
I've been yelled
Townsend,
at.
Okay,
when the stone dam got hit with lightning, it blew the left side out of the dam and it had to go in there and get repaired. Remember when Lee Larson bulldozed the whole river, closed it off, brought it over to the
Rebuilt it.
spillway to the left?
Yeah.
And the Lions Club went in there, did the repair work and paid for it and everything. Do you know, it came into question who owned the dam down there?
Yeah,
Do you recall that?
I don't, Jim.
I think it came down,
When was that? That had to be
I was
30,
10.
40 years ago?
Oh, no, it was longer than that.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
probably been 55, 60 years,
Okay.
you know? Maybe 15, 16. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's quite a while ago. But it came under the impression that Delaney's owned that.
Well, it'd be interesting to see.
Okay, let's put.
Yeah,
This is an outline of tasks that they were gonna do and a schedule of tasks. But I would like to see, and it seems like they're going to get some of the information that we were wanted to look for. But it would seem to me that, how far upstream they go would be important to know.
For what?
For the study.
Yeah.
when will the study be completed is what I would like.
Right, and then, so I guess we'll know more when we see the results of the
Yeah.
study, yeah.
So I have some questions. General coordination as ongoing introduced project to partners via email, which I never received as chair.
Which one, Jimmy?
Corresponded with Bill Rideout regarding and then it got cut off. How's Bill tied to this?
I don't know what was going on.
What? Who should be included in these discussions. And, because the Greenways has,
Okay.
Preston Trestle.
Okay.
So there's your connection with the Greenlands.
Right.
Part of the study was to do sediment cores above and below the trestle there,
Okay,
which
Oh,
they
that's
can actually use.
in the
that
west side.
information in, determining whether or not the trestle is like a tear down or it's a, you know, if it can be fixed up. They're gonna obtain information about the abutments at the trestle.
Okay.
So do we have an estimated time of completion for the study and the generation of a report?
No. Call forever.
Yeah, is there a Gantt chart of, you know, when things are planned to be done? I know this has some of it, but.
Yeah, right.
I think they have specific dates, because they've been working around the weather.
Okay, that also makes sense.
Right, right.
Can I
Well, we
please,
can ask.
well, I'd like to also be added to monthly email updates.
Did not?
Nope.
So you kind of feeling like you left out a little sometimes, buddy?
Well, the other thing that I just want to mention here, if we just look at the title of this,
But also like the
it's
conservation.
specifically to study the removal.
So in other words, they've already committed.
They've already
The
want to
verbiage.
remove it.
Hold on, guys,
Right,
wait, hold on. It's not. You are as agent,
You're
but
awfully quiet.
there's, conservation should be in here for record.
You're awfully
So it's,
quiet. He's not even listening.
Okay.
I agree. We should be,
email's just a paper trail. It allows us to,
everybody should
for the
have
next
these
group of
all.
individuals to go
CC'd.
back.
Yeah,
right. And there have been things that.
So in other words, everybody should have this CC to each, to our commission. We should all be
Well,
aware
no.
of it as much as,
Yes and no, that,
yes.
so no, it actually should come to me, and then as part of my chair report, when I always say I have nothing,
And
I should be able to
Push it
report
onto us,
Right.
you know. And I'm all for that damn stand. You gotta understand, as a kid growing up, we would dive off the trestle. It's not like we would jump feet first.
So,
No,
but there
diving.
are,
We'd
but
have
there
Stevie
are other
Collins in there
benefits.
where the big rocks were, so we knew where they were, so we
Right.
wouldn't get killed.
that's just one go.
That's just, we have to have a
Yeah,
story,
don't
I know,
let me
I
get
know,
going,
buddy.
don't let me
Watch
get
out.
going.
you know? I mean,
But there are other benefits to the study. Colby's pointed out that the trestle, they will be able to determine if it's structural or if it needs to be torn down, rebuilt, or however done.
I
The rail
know,
trail part, so.
but what we're looking at, Jim,
That would be good to get that
Is-
information.
the objective
Mhm.
of this grant is to study the removal of the dam and what it
It's
would
pushing a
cost.
narrative,
Right,
funding the narrative.
so it has a specific focus and objective.
Yep.
Not about preservation or restoration or repair.
But
He's not
it's,
looking at both sides of the coin. It's
Right.
just, you know, one direction.
No,
no, he just said that's correct.
that is, okay.
So,
Somebody wants it out.
well, it's not just that dam though, it's
Oh,
now we're gonna go big picture, but I'm not going down
Well,
that conspiracy
but you
theory.
can see,
and I think it was a surprise for you to hear that.
it was a
It's
shock for us to
For
hear
the
that.
VFW dam is already in,
Well, hold on, I gotta reel it in to keep.
you have to go
You
like
don't wanna
this.
hear
No,
my,
I
you
just-
don't wanna hear my thoughts about how it makes jobs?
How it does
Makes
what?
jobs? No, I'm being sarcastic because we don't need to make jobs. It's just a way of,
She's being facetious.
yes.
It's
I'm
okay.
not used to humor and such like that. You know that.
I
We don't
wanna-
need to make those jobs.
I wanna ask Roger a question. This group
hold
of,
on, hold
Don't
on.
let me forget.
Let him
Go
recommend
ahead.
people.
Roger, this meeting on the site on Tuesday,
Tuesday. Was this another one?
is it's
It's the same one.
Yeah, no, yeah.
this is being conducted by these people.
By the engineering firm.
Right. And their sole purpose is to determine the cost to remove the dam.
Oh, and the benefits.
And the benefits.
Or
They've
if
got to
there's
do
no
a-
benefit.
Theoretically,
A pro-con study on this. This isn't a one-sided. There's a pros and cons to it.
There
This
should
is-
be.
It should be, but it
As it
doesn't sound like
reads,
it, though.
I wouldn't get
Sound-
nervous as to
Well,
that's.
I really
I-
need to know.
No, I agree with where you're going.
Sounds like it is a one-way study.
Yeah,
I'm
and-
sorry, to me, it does.
So within this whole process, Groton is going through their dam, on the Squanicook and West Groton.
What's going?
And it's the one in West Groton, yes.
Yes, that is a big
Yes.
to-do.
I feel like there are thumb screws to being twisted or whatever to get towns to remove their dams.
Paul?
It really, it's just.
So, Mary Jane, I'm not ignoring you. So it, again, and they're looking at repairing the dam over removing it because of everything.
That's a repairable dam now.
But there's other benefits to keeping it, so.
But it goes further. The VFW does not have impact on the Squanicook River, but they're onto this removing dams thing.
Program.
Yes.
And they've got to understand,
We've
taking-
identified it.
they've taken a lot away from us in West Townsend with that being removed.
Right.
You said it's a hyperbole.
So,
I knew you were gonna say
I guess
hyperbole.
the big question is what's motivating this?
I know,
Go.
The state wants.
but a dam is a dam.
I wanna say one other thing,
Seriously,
but
that's
Mary
all they
Jane
wanna
had
do,
her
they wanna
hand
make
up.
jobs.
Did you wanna, question, comment, introduce yourself, you know the.
I know. Mary Jane Churchville, 292 Main Street resident, speaking as a resident specifically. I have actually gone on the website and I've looked at this project. And I agree 1000% with what, Mr. Therian said tonight.
What website, and,
If you go on DER.
okay, and
it
it specifically says Adams Dam or the
No, it
initiative?
doesn't say Adams Dam, it's the initiative.
Okay.
It's the pitch, if you will, for the grant. And I do think after listening to what you had earlier with the rail trail guys, or the
Trail
trail
lines.
guys, I think the river should be cleaned up. You have people who will clean it up if you ask them, I think, as a trail, as a water trail. And I think that those resources should be looked at before we start to give away the ranch, because when I see Grant connected with Townsend, I get a little nervous.
When you see what?
The word Grant connected with the town of Townsend, I get a little nervous because what I see with a lot of the grants we get, the sustaining aspect is not there, and that makes me nervous.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be another taxpayer's burden.
Cindy, I
Right.
see you, not, we'll get to you
Thank
next.
you.
No, you can keep going, I just wanna make sure
I'm
that.
sorry, I didn't interrupt.
It's-
No, well, I mean,
Acknowledge.
that was pretty much it. I just wanted to let you know that what you had presented is 100% accurate. And what you've mentioned about the removal of the dam study, it's this syntax and the semantics that you gotta look at, because what you mentioned was it's a one-way study. And it's for a grant for what? You know, what happens after the grant comes in?
That's true.
And our
It's an assessment. That's what.
no, I understand that, but I think we should be assessing the river for the use of the river.
Mhm.
If we're gonna pay for anything, we're gonna be involved in a grant, we should be cleaning up that river, and we should be talking to those three.
Grant, please.
Okay, whoa.
All right, that's it.
So thank you. Your point is valid too. I also made a motion about getting the Native Fish Coalition down here. Did we vote that? Did you
No.
get that?
No.
Can I,
Redo the motion.
Yeah.
Make a
We'll go.
motion that Native Fish we contact Native Fish Coalition to come down and discuss opportunities to, look at our river.
I second that? Oh,
Go for, in other words, an assessment of the river health.
Assessment to
Yeah,
see
the health.
what they can
It is a health
recommend
hazard.
as, on the fish side.
Right.
Okay, so cold water fishery.
I second it?
Sandra, I think, was that your first second?
Yes, I never.
Tonight, that's our
I've never done
first.
Mike,
Yes,
do you
the
have
first one.
anything you wanna add?
Just your
To that
sense after-
second.
just after
I
talking
beat
to this
everybody to it
guy,
this time.
of the Fish Coalition, is your sense is that he is, sort of on the side of dam removal?
No.
No, he's not.
I don't know what side he's on. I've had
They're more
2
towards.
email interactions, but in terms of dam removal, no dam removal, cleaning up the river, sedimentation, there's a stretch of the river that is unusable
Healthy.
and
Dead.
and becoming unhealthy. It's not dead yet.
Well, I'm all for getting as many opinions as we can. We have this opinion, and I personally think that every idea, every conclusion we have is a balance between logic and emotion. Some of the things that were expressed here kind of fall into the emotional, historical thing, and that there's clearly some logic of the CO2 and all that. So I want to get everyone's opinion, and then I'll decide for myself. I want to keep an open mind. I don't want to fix it
As a
if it ain't
commissioner,
broke.
are you for, having an outside nonprofit come to our meeting to discuss?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay, so roll call, let's gonna start with you.
Mike Potts said yes.
James Drawn, yes.
James Gates, yes.
Sandra Lord, yes.
We will, and if we can invite you to that. Again, we're not done discussing this topic. Cindy, you had your hand up.
Yes, I want to, take us back to the conversation about that when we were all out there on the river doing the cleanup. I was out there with you guys with my kayak when, everybody was chainsawing some of the debris in the river. And I know I went to the meetings.
9 years ago?
It's like 9. It was running right
Like
when I
that. It was like 2017. I was on the board of selectmen then. But we went, we did a lot of, that was a great job we all did. And I went to the meetings beforehand, and I think something happened in there. We were given all the presentations in advance that there was all this approval. And I remember after we were all done having a conversation with Karen Hill, and the town got in trouble for that because there was somebody that did not approve and was supposed to be on the approving, and or there was some misunderstanding about what we had gotten the permits to do. So that's why there was no follow-up on any further cleanup. In addition, after we did the cleanup, that's when the wild and scenic designation came up on the Squanicook, which made the NRWA the custodian of that. And I believe that designation has also removed whatever ability we would have to go into the river because of wildlife that lives within the river and all the salamanders and whoever's in there. That
habitat,
whatever's in there. But I think that these are reasons why we can't go in there and make any disturbing, especially even though there's trees down and we've caused a tangled mess. I think that there are serious restrictions on us to go out in that river, and even the work that we did, after the fact. I was told that by Karen, who was involved, she was kind of directing the whole thing. But
she was a spearhead.
But I didn't hear that. But that there was some pushback from whatever state agency was involved with allegedly approving the work that we did, and whatever we did, it was more than we were supposed to, or we weren't supposed to do it at all. I don't remember, but
I heard a similar thing, but without actual facts.
What it got down to was that
I think it needs to be talked about more. So Natural River watershed, they need to be part of this conversation as well. They need to come to the table.
Just to circle back to what I was trying to say.
Nothing about the VFW though.
No, it's just I just talked to the steward recently. That's why it's all in my mind. But the whole thing with cleaning up the river, when we did it with the Lions Club, it was like, of course, Lions Club, you guys were all set. Go and be careful. Don't sink any canoe. And we would keep it clean. We would do it as kids going down there in our inner tubes. It was just a natural. Now we're at a point in time where it is like, you got to go. We went through so many approvals. We had to have spotters down there. We had to have somebody down there overviewing our habitat. Oh, no, you can't take that across there because that's where the bobcats walk across the river. And it turned into so much restriction. They were, when you run the chainsaws, you have to have vegetable oil in there and you can't get oil on it. And it was, I understood all of that. But what I'm saying is that we've created such a hardship to do easy, simple things. It's impossible.
I've seen firsthand impact that has affected land that my in-laws own. Rogers dealt with a lot of erosion along the slope on Adams Dam. You've done a lot of work to try to mitigate,
try to restore it,
and prevent it. And
there was grant money that you guys rolled that material down there.
Wattles and you know, all this stuff and then, Nashua River Water, Shed came in and put some saplings in.
Yeah, I think it was like 100 of them that they planted in that bank.
Yeah, I remember going to water them because it was so dry.
Didn't you put some like?
Yeah, the wattles and
Yeah.
steps and.
Getting back to, Mary Jane Churchill's comments here. So I see this as an initial preliminary study that's probably gonna generate another study based on this same objective. I think before we proceed with continuing another grant for further study on this particular grant,
For the dam,
that
specifically.
we look at alternative grants for cleaning up the river and these other topics before this grant advances to another one for the same objective.
Which ultimately we as a commission voted to give Colby, the okay to go ahead with this. Grant application.
Yes.
Just to give a little history, Mike, you making your.
No, I'm just, we can go around and around, and I agree that, you know, but I'm curious to see what they say on Tuesday.
I think Tuesday's gonna be a real
pivotal point.
Yeah.
See, I
wanna see who the players are. I wanna have a better understanding who's
Okay.
looking to remove it, how they're gonna do it, why they wanna do it. Talk to us. Makes sense.
Well, and that's part of the whole thing, and we can kill this after this is completed.
I was trying to keep an open mind with the study. However, the more and more I thought about it, that I do feel it's like that one way.
Oh, no, we've already established that.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying, I didn't,
But allowing to utilize this data that's being collected for also the rail trail,
yeah.
there will be at least benefit to that.
Well, we'll have some benefit from it, you know,
But as, John, you had your hand.
Yeah, Jim, Mr. Chairman, thank you. I just wanted to, I don't want to keep you guys here all night. I just wanted to just say,
Early.
I just want to commend, Colby. I understand that you guys were looking into this. I think he probably found the grant and.
No, they came to us,
Oh,
and
okay.
they asked about Canal Street too before.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Well,
That's an
I took care of,
interesting-
that one came to me, and I said, no, that'd be stupid to do, because there's a lot of flood control there.
Yeah. But I just wanted to thank Colby for walking into the Lions Den. He came to present this to us at our meeting, quite frankly, back in August.
I think he was
We're gonna-
shocked.
And we probably, it was not a case of shooting the messenger, but he got a warm reception on it. And and again, there is an emotional element to it, as Mike said, but I think for me, apart from the emotion, it's also the practical need for recreational areas and natural swimming holes. So.
Colby did mention he was growled at a little bit by you guys. But we got
It was totally emotional.
There's a lot of players to our river, and they keep telling us, we've got to protect it, but we also have to be able to enjoy it. Right now,
we gotta be able to protect it.
You can look at it, but don't touch it.
Allow us to
Yeah,
be
that's
able to
how it
protect
feels a lot.
Right.
And that's
You gotta be able to clean
it's a
up,
great
clean it up.
resource for this town.
Yes.
It is. We used to enjoy canoeing.
I know.
I
You
missed the
cannot
canoe
canoe it
races. I
now.
used to
You'd have to
cover
get
it
out.
when I
was
worked for
fun.
the newspaper.
Yeah, so
Jimmy, how many times did you have to get out of your canoe to get to
I
the
never did
harbor
it.
from West
I
Townsend?
never had it.
Somebody mentioned
never got to do it.
the Groton School.
Yeah.
How is that maintained so they can do that?
Well, now they have to go through a formal process of annually to be able to clear down logs and trees.
That's on the natural though, right?
Yes.
Correct. Because they do the
But
rowing.
again, they're doing it in a manner that isn't damaging the environment. They've done it the same way for, like, from what I read in the newspaper, decades.
Yeah.
It was always a standing verbal, you know, this is what we're gonna do, and we're gonna.
And you know for sure they've abolished lashing and tying, gang tying for.
This is based on, the newspaper article. from
That's
Ron
interesting.
Hill.
You know, anytime something works well and there's really, it does a good job, no, we gotta change it. No, we can't do that anymore.
So,
Well, we appreciate,
there's a lot of collaboration that I feel that has not been happening within our town's departments, our town's commissions, our town's boards. And tonight, we were able to bring a lot of outside people together, a lot of internal town people together, and hearing about the CPA board is promising, and that's something that I know Bill Rideout fought for years. And it just does, it makes sense, at least to me, in my opinion, because it provides funding for projects that make a difference to the community. And I know Sandra was hesitant to join as our representative.
No,
but
come on.
I feel that you believe in why we're doing, or why that was.
Well, if you're gonna have funds available there, I wanna help promote it, you know.
Keeps our money in our town.
Mm.
But yeah, this sort of stuff is.
Well, I think generally we should establish some goals that we're trying to work towards, and
I was part of the open space and rec committee, and Mary Jane was, and a lot of these things were discussed, but they were also discussed at the previous rendition of the plan. And
It's kind of rolled over.
Some of it has, but it was also great to see the things that had come to fruition, like the rail trail that took 20 years of hard work. And I try to tell the trails guys, this isn't, you're not going to just do this. You're going to have to push and push and push. And it will make sense if it makes sense. It just takes time.
Mm.
And I've only been doing the commission. I've been on the commission 5 years, and there's times where it's 2 steps forward, 3 steps back.
Yeah.
But we really tried hard as a commission to run a tight ship. Sometimes we have story time, but there's the stories, but they're important because it makes everyone remember why our town is
what it
Town.
is.
Sure.
Townsend.
You remember the Lions Club going down, cleaning the river for the annual canoe
I
race?
remember swimming lessons at the VFW. Sorry,
Yeah, I do
know it's
too.
not supposed to.
no.
I taught swimming
I
lessons
remember
for the
fishing the
Red
VFW
Cross
with my uncle.
in Pearl
So
Hill
swimming
and the
lessons at,
VFW.
Hill.
Those were my first jobs I got. And then I got a job at Fort Devens as a lifeguard.
Well, the
from
biggest
that.
problem was where were we gonna go and meet to go swimming?
I bet.
Yeah.
My kids had swimming
Mike?
lessons at Pearl
Well, before
Hill.
this ends, I just want to make it clear that my comment of logic and emotion applies to them as well. I mean, this is their job, so they have an agenda, they have some,
Emotion to it too.
yeah, so Fish and the Fish Alliance, they have a.
I just
you know,
feel that
they
having
all do. So
an
you have to take it
outside,
all in and decide for yourself. And
And
as I
weigh
said before,
weigh it.
weigh it. I
That's
don't
the
want to fix
teacher.
it.
He's the
I don't want to
teacher.
change it if it's not broken. If it's okay, then, my evaluation bent is probably not to remove it, but I'm not sure.
I look at it practical standpoint. You're gonna have to bring in some big equipment to get it, to remove it.
Yeah.
And
It would be, that would be
so, Colby, I know these are long days for you, man.
Yeah.
You can speak. I'm sorry. Your hand wasn't raised.
You know, I ask you to keep an open mind for all aspects of it. Keep an open mind for science and engineering, information that you get out of the survey and assessment. I understand, I realize what a connection people have with the area here. So I understand how emotionally connected people are, but
Looking at the data and the facts versus.
so ask you to keep an open mind, please.
It's tough to ignore the emotional connection. Like how many times we camp out at Black Rock? How many times, on and on. I know, almost.
Well, Jim, if I might, we'll have to have a different session, maybe not a official meeting. We can all regale people about our stories of
Right.
the Squanicook fishing, swimming, and and, what we did.
And I was a West Townsend kid, so I had to be invited, basically go to the center.
Oh, to the
Yeah,
Havers.
yeah, well, we wouldn't even dream of going up
That
to
was
West
our
Townsend.
territory.
Unless you were invited.
No.
The Haverettes. We were the
Yeah.
Haverettes.
We always called you guys the Haverettes.
And again, I wanna, I think
That's
having
Lisa's premise.
your commission here tonight with the Trail Alliance and a group that, are trying, we all have the same goals, and to be able to all work together, for really a common,
Yep.
thing.
Oh, this is very wholesome, and thank you.
Thank you, guys.
It was. Don't forget to adjourn your meeting.
Oh, that's right,
Yeah, that's
okay,
right.
so I think we've consumed enough of the Conservation Commission's time, and we do appreciate you guys. I think we've pretty much exhausted the topic for tonight, and I look for a motion to Cemetery and Parks to adjourn.
I so make a motion to the Cemetery and Parks Commission adjourn.
Okay. I'll second, and all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
9:32?
Yep.
Okay.
You are dissolved. Thank you.
We are dissolved.
Thank you. Absolutely. We appreciate it all.
And since we're dissolved, I just saw this on the board and on your desk, your table. I don't know if you guys had this, but
Oh, I got that from downstairs. I brought
downstairs,
it up.
we're trying to put on a celebration of America's 250th birthday this year with a parade on June 20th.
And a time
On Old Home
capsule
Day.
and.
Time capsule.
It's your capsule.
So anything that the Conservation Commission wants to do to participate, you're more than welcome, and you can get more information at
Yeah.
townsend250.org.
Always love that.
Pictures of the swimming holes.
Right.
This meeting right here, broke bread. This is a big deal.
I'm intrigued by this Pat Tees, how do you say? it?
Pat Ties.
Yeah, for pasture, and if this was actually
It's
as
just
old
one of
as
the
you
old
think it
swimming
might
holes
be.
we would go to.
Yeah, you can access it
Just
from
about-
Meeting House Hill Road
Right, and cut
or
across
South Road.
Good fishing spot.
near Sanders.
Oh, that,
Corner.
Yes.
Yeah.
The old.
The old
bridge
meeting
The
that-
house
old
Hill
bridge
washed
that
out.
went out in
Bridge that washed
38,
out,
that.
yeah.
bridge that we
Hurricane.
try to put back.
Yeah.
Right, that's one Bill
Yeah.
Rideout's
Right,
been working on.
So
The connector
you
from
could
South
act-
Road.
Right.
You could access
It's a
it from
footbridge,
both
right? Yeah,
sides.
Correct.
We used to come from
Timberlake
South Shore Road.
Right,
That
the
would be so
Timberlake
nice.
side,
Right.
or we would go through Sanders.
Exactly.
Side.
Where Sanderson's.
Yes, that's right.
Exactly.
Right outside
Wait a
the
minute.
tire.
If it was washed away in 38,
That was the old
then
bridge.
you can
That's the old
remember it.
bridge.
Oh, no. Well, actually, when
He's
we
older
did-
than he looks.
when we went for that sidewalk, we could still see signs of the old bridge in there.
Yeah, the abutments are still.
The abutments were still in there.
You went to the site walk,
I went to that with Fish and Game and everything. And another thing that was mentioned to me, if they were to remove the trestles, there's a pro and a con to it.
Well, so they're adjourned, I don't wanna get.
Doesn't matter, I'm just telling them a little fact.
We're not
that I
gonna
got.
deliberate.
I was talking to somebody in Pittsburgh that does their rail trail, they just got a big bridge in, blah, 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 but when they remove, if they were to remove those trestles, that would just stop all that jamming of material, because that's where the big jam ups happen, on the trestle areas. They would do a span bridge, like Jimmy, it would not be pounded piers in, it would be.
Right.
They will not restrict water flow.
Right.
So there's a pro and a con to those staying or leaving.
You get the one up by West Townsend Cemetery by Riverside.
Well, and if you look at the slopes on the
Behind
backside of
Fort.
that cemetery,
Well,
they're being eaten away.
in terms of.
Yes, big time.
In terms of the town, you know, I mean, what I saw and what you saw with the floodplain review is if we don't do something with these rivers, it's just gonna get worse and.
Well, and they ask for input, but what input can we give them that they'll take and use? You know, they've used their computer modeling to determine it, but it's really boots on the ground. You know, you knew about the water coming through the hill at Squanicook Meadows.
Oh, yeah. when
Because of
they got too
the
down,
water
and they went
table,
down
when the
too
river
low.
got high,
Yeah.
you know, and they finally included it.
Yeah. In other words, that floodplain area goes way down almost to the poor farm now.
See, this
Never
is,
reached that far, and that was just updated.
No,
I'm gonna say there's a lot of overreach. The people who live in Townsend know Townsend intimately.
right, but
you know?
It's-
And it's not how, I mean, have people from the state or whatever tell us.
But
what to
as
do
a
is not good.
town, we are, enforcement's an example. The state, we are the first line of defense. We need to go through our due process in
Right.
order to enforce something. And if the state, gets involved early, they look back at us and they'll say, what's going on? Like, we'll get a phone call. What's going on there? Why are we getting a
Why are
call?
we getting a
What,
phone call?
have you done everything you can? Oh, you haven't? You haven't? Yeah, you have steps you have to follow. And then they'll get involved. But the state tries to allow the towns to make decisions. We have the ultimate decision for notice of intents, RDAs. And if the state sees something in question, they will,
Right. Well, if they were
tell
to
us.
decide, the town would have to decide whether it would be removed or not. Is that correct?
In regards to floodplains
Adam's Dam.
or the
Adam's
dam? Yes, it would have to go to town meeting.
Right, and you'd have to issue a certificate for them to do that.
Yeah, no, it,
It would
But
have to
again-
go to town vote
but
and
again,
town
we
warrant.
can't, as a conservation commission, we can't hold up projects lawfully. If it's a lawful project, we have to, by law,
I know.
issue.
If they're
We can-
within the process.
We can put, what?
It's getting late, you guys.
We're going in circles, and
Yeah,
stuff? Okay.
Yeah, we can't, but anyway, you guys, some other business.
We're adjourned.
Thank you again.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, it's a job.
Appreciate it. You guys adjourn?
No, we got a little bit more to go.
And I told, I told Jane,
Definitely don't have to go down.
I'm not gonna do this for the rest of my life.
It's part of our fun.
It's enjoyable, I was just gonna
There's
say, it's
no one
enjoyable.
else, you know.
All right. Thank you, Roger.
Thank you, guys.
We're hanging in there.
Roger. Take care, gentlemen. Good to see all of you back. Thank you for Tom's responsibility.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If you can't find one.
For you, it's written on,
Do you have one?
no, we're almost
Thank
done.
you, we'll see ya.
We're so close.
Yeah, they're.
I'll get that email to you, Robert. I gotta open up my email, I'm gonna make more storage.
And I told you, did you finish the minutes and print them, or do you want me to?
Thank you.
Keep it in.
Okay, thank you.
Still the same
40 minutes to get on.
Yeah, I did not realize that. Chewing
Well,
up
it's,
as much
Is there
as
something
it
you're
is.
looking for, or?
And there's no mandatory.
we're all 75 to 85.
We touched upon it right before you came in,
There's no young people.
so it's in process.
But,
Yeah,
and now that I'm sort of in charge, because I'm
it's,
acting
it's going
president.
to be
Did
discussed
they do that? to keep you motivated when you?
at the next meeting.
We're gonna let you be the president.
The one after that.
Okay.
We're pushing.
It's not what you wish for.
So it's,
So it's,
Is it taking up that much
yeah.
daily,
Okay.
Monday through Friday time?
well,
I know. but-
Signing.
All right, I
I have to
appreciate
go
that.
over there and show the
Okay,
place.
Thank you.
Thanks for
But no,
coming.
right before you came in,
So there's
go
an
to the
hour
Friday.
there
Oh,
the other day.
well, that's all right, as long as it's still in process.
No show after.
It is.
half hour.
It is.
Thank you.
Half hour later.
No, that's all
Oh,
right.
She was pretty irritated with that.
schedule.
Yeah, yeah.
Holy, Mary Jane had,
You know?
you did your agent report, and she was asking about the sources.
Yes,
Yeah. And I explained to her,
But it was.
Good process, okay.
it was just, yeah, but it was just a
Sorry
crap.
for me.
You literally 5 minutes.
Oh,
I'm gonna
okay.
be the
All right, that's
guy who's
all.
in charge when this
Okay,
thing,
thanks a
when
lot.
Thank you.
the 75 and 80-year-olds all die.
All right, before Colby,
Take it over.
before Colby melts down, because I appreciate everything. I know, man,
Okay.
you gotta understand, we broke bread with a bunch of groups tonight, which
It was awesome, it was really
It
awesome.
was like,
I know as
did you know
As-
any of those guys?
Hey.
Roger proposal?
I wanna make sure he feels acknowledged, like,
Well,
thank you, Colby, because nothing's easy, and you are the glue that holds us together. I just,
That's for
Hey,
sure.
what has he got to complain for? Look at that head of hair he's got. Look at that. You don't think I have, I'm envious when I look over there, Kobe. I would chop top
With all
that.
those years in the army,
Keep it
there was a benefit.
I broke, but I got my hair.
Well stated, gentlemen,
So-
well stated.
Because of some computer issues, our meeting minutes for 128 and 2/11/2026 are gonna be, reviewed and approved at the next meeting.
Okay.
Education conference. 5.1, the Townsend Town Clerk's Office is pleased to host the Mass State Ethics Commission's
Yeah, when is that again?
Education Division for a 90-minute seminar on the Mass Conflict of Interest Law, GL, General Law, Chapter 268A. This free training session is open to municipal employees, board and committee members, special district officials, and staff from surrounding communities, to be held at Town Hall, April 21st, 2026, 10 to 11:30 a.m.
10 to 11:30?
Yes.
I told Jack that, I was probably gonna go, cause I asked him to reaffirm the date, confirm the date and
All
time
right,
and
it is
stuff.
there.
And
All
I
right.
said,
I was just
I mean,
looking at my
I said,
agenda.
you
I
have to
didn't-
sign up for it, he says, going to
Put
just
that
drop
on the
it, but I
table, one of
probably
those.
will.
Okay.
No, I got it, you're right.
Hi, Lori.
10 to 11:30?
I'm gonna
Hi,
go.
I'm patient. That's
Thank
okay.
you.
I just wanted to thank you all. I just listened to this meeting. I understand a long meeting and getting a headache. So, Colby, thank you for being patient with everybody that was there tonight. I think there were many good comments made, and I give you all a lot of credit for what you have volunteered to the town. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lori.
Lori, is there any way you could help us out with Scooby snacks at the meetings? We
No,
don't have
God.
anybody here to do it anymore.
You don't have enough candy?
No,
it's-
Kieran's picked through it.
It's nothing there.
Okay,
So
I'm sorry to hear that. The next time I attend, I'll be happy to bring some.
Okay, we appreciate that.
Aw.
Maybe we should
Thank
have
you.
a town meeting warrant article for
Scooby snacks.
Make it mandatory.
See, we do long meetings too. Wasn't our last meeting, we made it to 10?
Yeah, we're so close to before 10.
I was at that one as well.
Right.
You guys had to start your meetings even earlier. Get them all done.
4 o'clock yesterday until 10.
No. You guys
Yes.
went 4 o'clock till 10?
Yes.
And that's why I probably will never run for select board.
You guys
I
tell
wouldn't
a
be able to
lot
handle
of,
that.
you guys tell a lot of stories or something and you don't get
Yeah,
off
we have
point?
nothing else to do but to spend our time in town hall.
So our next meeting is 4/22/26.
Okay.
I make a motion to adjourn at 9:44 p.m.
Second.
You have to make the motion. I second it.
No, I made the motion.
Oh,
And he seconded before I could even finish.
I knew you were looking at it.
I was just gonna say, he cut you off at the.
I'm not letting them
Roll
take.
call vote starting
Mike
with
Ross says yes.
James Dorian, yes.
James Gates, yes.
Sandra Wood, yes, yes,
Thank you,
yes.
everyone.
Thanks, Colby.
Thank you, Colby.